Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Excavation of Hob's Barrow. We're going to be picking up exactly where we left off, which should be, wow, that is a quick load time. Yes, we are in the alley directly behind the, whatever it's called, inn. I don't remember the name of the inn. I wrote down almost every other name though, so we can try to keep up with the story. And we just picked up our lantern out of the crate. And it occurred to me, we also have this chisel, which I don't know what that might be for yet. We still got our trowel, the white glove that belongs to Leonard Shoulder, and it occurred to me that I probably should have tried the key just for laughs when we went to Leonard Shoulder's house. There was no reason not to try it. And a good rule of thumb in a adventure game like this is you just try everything, right? Like there's no penalty. Well, sometimes there's a penalty in the old games for doing something dumb, but for the most part, you just want to do whatever. The other thing that occurred to me between episodes is I was saying, well, apparently I need some paraffin to like power or light the lantern, but Thomasina made a point of noting that the blacksmith has a lantern just like hers. So before we go, hello to Maxine. We could probably show the lantern to people, right? And see what they think of it?
I'm not sure they would be interested.
Okay. We're going to try that with the blacksmith, though.
I'm not sure they would be...
Okay. If it comes to it, what we'll do is we'll try everything with every person. But ahead of that, let's go talk to the blacksmith, because we know that he has a lantern just like ours.
Good day.
Yes?
I was wondering if you might be able to spare some lantern oil.
I don't have much to spare, lass. Paraffin is as rare as hen's teeth in these parts. How much coin do you have?
None, I'm afraid.
If you're in a bind, I can trade you a small amount.
A trade, you say?
Aye.
What can I trade you for some lantern oil?
Surprise me.
Okay.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Hello to Jab, who's in a game. How about this white glove?
I don't think Mr. Crozier would be interested in trading his paraffin for this.
How about the chisel? Okay. The room key isn't going to mean anything to him. I mean, we can try, but it seems dumb. Yeah. And then the letter. Now, the letter is just the letter that brought us to Bewlay. Yeah. So that's not going to be helpful. I mean, again, why not try it? Okay. And I'm sorry, did I try the trowel? No. Okay. So now we know a little bit more about what we're going to do for how we're going to find the lantern oil. But the question is, what on earth does he want to trade for?
Good day.
Yes?
What can I trade you?
Surprise me, he says.
Thanks for your time.
Hello to Funbear, who says good morning,
later.
good evening, good night, everybody. Funbear, I hope you're also having a good morning, evening, or night. For us, it is, I'd say mid-afternoon or so. So, okay, let's look around a bit. I don't feel like I have a super clear idea on what to do, but we might be able to, like, we could ask the innkeeper, hey, do you know anything about what the blacksmith might want to have? The reason that we need the lantern is that we have to go into, like, the little hole where the girl went.
I don't think anyone is home.
I don't think I wrote down her name because I didn't think I was going to need to remember it for very long. Okay, we can't go into the woods until tomorrow. Would the chisel possibly help the people? I mean, they don't need a chisel to cut down trees. Oh, that little girl. Ugh.
There's nothing else I wish to...
Can I show him the chisel?
I'm not sure they would be...
No. Funbear says it's getting pretty close to evening for me, if evening is after dinner and supper time. I mean, we're, you know, I think of it as mid-afternoon, but probably closer to dinner time than for some people. I remember growing up, my family always ate around 6 p.m. That was sort of the official dinner time. So there's dolls, there's a shrub, fossil. Can I use the chisel on the fossil? That doesn't seem like a very good idea. Oh, she's into it though. Oh, he'll want the fossil. Because he has a fossil hanging on his door.
Splendid. I've managed to extract it in one piece. Wow,
okay. Oops.
An exceptional ammonite fossil.
Okay, he'll definitely want to trade for that. I should probably just say, oh, I knew it all along. I'm so smart. But that was as random a, like, well, why don't we just try this? I don't know. Hello to Fox McCloud. Dinner's between 5:30 to 6 p.m. for Fun Bear. Yeah, these days we usually eat dinner a lot later than we used to. Okay, so we're definitely going to be able to trade for this, because he's got one already. Wait, unless he already has one, so he doesn't want it.
Would you trade some of your paraffin for this fossilized ammonite, Mr. Crozier?
Now then, 'tis a beauty that. It looks familiar. I'll take it off your hands.
Wonderful.
Let me fetch some paraffin from inside.
I feel like he's getting a hell of a deal here.
There you are.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier.
Because my lantern oil is going to be gone in like a minute. But his ammonite is going to last forever.
My lantern is fueled and ready for action.
I didn't really think that I was going to light it up right now. Hopefully that doesn't start a little timer. But now we can go into the little hole where the girl is hiding and find out what's up. What's what? Foxman is saying dinner is now. And Maxine is saying dinner is whenever she's hungry.
Right. Let's put this lantern to good use.
I hope I didn't, like... Remember the one match that we had? Is it going to be a problem that I burn that for nothing? Alright, so we're going to go forward. Oh, she already pulled out the lantern. I thought I was going to have to use lantern on darkness.
Jane, come out at once. Goodness me! Jane!
Silly, what are you doing in that smelly old badger's hole?
You were in there.
No, I weren't.
Yes, you were.
Not true. I was hiding behind that tree over there. I got bored of waiting for you.
So where can I find Hobbs Barrow?
Go north from the church graveyard, up the hill. You'll see some muddy fields on the horizon. That's Mr. Bryden's farm. Hobbs Barrow is there. Don't tell any grown-ups I told you. And thanks for getting Myrtle back.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jane. You've been a great help.
Fox McCloud was voting... Okay. That, we should have thrown a tear gas grenade in there. If only, Fox McCloud, if only I had had one in my inventory. So, we cannot, as far as I know, get into the post office where the crate... No, we already did that part. Right, we already have that. That's where we got the lantern and the chisel. So, my point is, as far as I know, the next thing to do is to go to Hobbs Barrow. I don't suppose... No, we do have an... Oops. I didn't actually mean to go in here. I don't know that we do have a dialogue option that we've not talked with Mrs. Duplancy here, and I still don't want to say it, but I'm just noting for the record that we do have
Hello. Good day.
Conversation about the vicar's health. Yeah, we'll skip that. I wanted to see if there was anything else.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
This is already more progress than I thought we were going to make in the first, what is that, 10 minutes? I thought I might be stuck on that lantern thing for a while. Okay, north from the church graveyard.
As I trudged through the barren moors, with only the odd sheep for company, I reflected upon my visit to Bewlay thus far. The enigmatic Mr. Shoulder and his puzzling disappearance. The townsfolk of Bewlay, who had made it as difficult as they could for me to find Hobbs Barrow. The suspicion, the wariness in their eyes. Only now I know it was actually fear. In the end, it was the innocence of a child, young Jane, that condemned me to my fate. Ploughed fields stretch far and wide, an unusual sight for this area. The gate opens out into a vast tilled field.
Mia's been playing some
I've no desire to wander the furrows.
farming sim lately. And it's interesting to watch somebody learn that, because I've never played it either. I've only seen like experts play it, like Caroluna or Samalander. So it's interesting, like seeing from the perspective of somebody like me who just like doesn't know any of this. And that game does not have the easiest like to slide into
The
tutorial.
entrance to the farmhouse.
Okay, I feel like we're not actually coming to the farmhouse, but
What do you want?
My name is Thomasina Bateman. Mr. Bryden, I presume.
Aye? What do you want, lass?
since people are so cagey about Hobbs Barrow, let's strike up a different topic.
What can you tell me of Lord Panswick?
He keeps us going. Most of our crops go to feed his animals.
What is he like?
Oh, I've hardly laid eyes on him. He sends his workers here to pick up the crops.
I see. I understand Hobbs Barrow is located on your land.
Oh, well, yes. Why'd you ask?
I am an antiquarian, Mr. Bryden. I'm writing a volume on the Barrows of England.
Oh, I suppose you'll be wanting to dig about it.
If at all possible, Mr. Bryden. I was invited to Bewlay by Mr. Leonard Shoulder, who told me such an excavation would be possible.
Leonard Shoulder? Ha! I haven't seen him in years. The last I heard he were on death's door. There's to be no more digging there, lass. Not since it went so badly last time.
Was there a previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow?
Aye. My brother dug it up. Must have been, what, 25 years ago? You see, whatever he found inside, well, it drove him mad.
Oh?
Aye. I moved back here to look after him. Poor bastard hanged himself not long after.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bryden. That's terrible.
Aye. Time passes, but it were an awful thing.
What did your brother find?
Samuel. Samuel were his name.
Sorry, what did Samuel find in the barrow?
I don't know. But something went wrong. Afterward, he could barely speak. You couldn't make out a word, like.
That must have been hard.
He lost a hand in that excavation too, you know.
Goodness me, how?
I try hard not to speculate on what might have happened, lass. I'd see him disappear into that barrow, dragging timber in with him. You'd hear him hammering away for hours. I offered him help, but he'd have none of it. Soon enough, he blocked the entrance off. To look at it now, you'd never know the thing we dug up. The land has reclaimed it.
So there's an interesting note that we had a flashback in the previous episode where Thomasina was a little girl and she went to the hospital to visit her father, and one of the questions that her mother asks the nurse is, so Thomasina's father, whose name I don't know that we've been made aware of, we'll call him Mr. Bateman for a moment. Thomasina's mother asked, will my husband ever speak again? So I'm paying attention to the fact that apparently Samuel also lost the ability to speak after going into Hobbs Barrow.
Who else was involved in the excavation?
2 others, I believe. Outsiders, perhaps. I can't say for sure. I think they left town pretty swiftly afterwards. I lived in Bakewell at the time. I only moved back here to look after Samuel. I took over the farm when he passed away.
I see. What can you tell me about your farm?
Samuel's fair to side. We're a fortunate family. The soil is fertile here. Crops grow without too much trouble. All the other farmers round here raise livestock. Even Lord Panswick. We grow feed for him.
Most fortunate, Mr. Bryden. Tell me about yourself, Mr. Bryden.
I live here with my wife, and I might be long in tooth, but I can still run this farm without too much help.
Is your wife home?
She's out in fields, lass, pulling weeds. The curse of such fertile soil. 40 years we've been married. I couldn't do it without her, you see.
How splendid.
Aye, my wife is a fine woman. Are you married, lass?
No. I've had my fair share of proposals, Mr. Bryden, but that's not the life for me.
Marriage is an important institution. You'll find a man one day.
I manage rather well without one, Mr. Bryden. You haven't seen Mr. Shoulder for some time?
I hear about him now and then, but it must be a good few years since I set eyes on him.
He hasn't been here to visit Hobbs Barrow?
Not to my knowledge. I heard he's beset by ailments. Don't leave his home often.
How odd. I assumed he'd spoken to you about my visit.
Not at all.
He could be dead inside that house. Like, maybe we should go back to look at it. I'm just curious.
You say Mr. Shoulder is at death's door. What exactly ails him?
I'm unsure. It's just what I've heard. I wouldn't want to speculate on matters that are not my business.
Mr. Bryden, may I please have your permission to excavate Hobbs Barrow?
No. Have you not been listening, lass? Samuel found something in there that's best left to rot. No digging here, lass.
Okay, I don't know by what right we say I won't take no for an answer. I think that Thomasina came a long way to do this. Hello to Solid Chrome Hickey. Thomasina, you're catching us right near the beginning. So far we found oil for the lantern. Then we went into the hole. It turned out that Jane was not in there, but she did give up the location of Hobbs Barrow. It's on Mr. Bryden's land, and he does not want us to dig there. Which brings us to... Thomasina's not going to give up. And I don't know by what right she says, well, I'm not going to take no for an answer. So I feel like our best answer is this one.
Wouldn't you like to find out more about what Samuel found in there?
Perhaps. But Samuel boarded up that barrow for a reason. You don't want to tempt the same fate, lass.
Perhaps I can at least see Hobbs Barrow.
I suppose you've come a long way to be here, lass.
All the way from London, Mr. Bryden.
Have you any proof of all you've told me?
You wish to see proof of what, Mr. Bryden?
I can't let any Tom, Dick or Harry wander around me fields. What proof have you of your claims?
You wish to see proof of what, Mr. Bryden?
I can't... What proof...
Thanks for your
Ta-ra now.
All right. Well, we've got... Okay, so we've got the glove that proves that we know Leonard Shoulder.
I'm not sure they would be interested.
Okay, that doesn't count. We've got the trowel, which is what somebody who digs a lot would do.
I don't wish to give that up.
Okay. We've got the chisel.
I'm not sure they would...
Okay. Lantern?
I don't wish to...
Oh, I'm so stupid. It's the letter. Obviously. The letter, like, lays the whole thing out.
Here is proof that Mr. Shoulder invited me to Bewlay in order to excavate Hobbs Barrow.
Leonard making bold promises, I see. Don't make me regret this, but yes, you can have a look at it.
Thank you.
Any road. Once you've set your eyes on it, you won't be wanting outdo with it. The place gives one a queer feeling.
So where can I find it?
Through that gate to your left. Just head straight across the top to the field there. After 10 minutes or so, you'll see Barrow, set on a hill ahead.
Thank you again, Mr. Bryden. I really do appreciate it.
Okay, I suspect that we've said everything that we need to.
I have nothing else to...
No, okay. More bucket, I see.
The empty bucket smells of rancid milk. What a wild-looking thing.
Okay, do you think we can touch the goat, or are we going to get headbutted?
Easy, girl. I'm not fond of goats at the best of times, but this one seems particularly disagreeable.
It botted us twice. So maybe someday we'll have something that goats like to eat, which is literally anything. At least that's what cartoons have told me.
I should leave the goat alone.
Okay, we'll leave the goat alone. Figured this was a good opportunity to just check out this map. If I'm quiet, are we
Probably
gonna
should have brought my umbrella.
get muted? DMC aid for this jaunty tune. AR. Do we know any ARs? Hold on a second. I'm looking at my notes.
AR. I haven't a clue what that could be referring to.
I'm sorry. It's probably not even initials, but we don't know anybody. AR. Cyril, Mrs. DePlancy, Douglas and Betty, Father Roach. Well, R could be for Roach. Do we know Father Roach's first name? Price, Henry Long, Horace. No. AR. Not as far as I know. Assault rifle, says Foxblood. It could be that.
Here it is. Hob's Barrow. Indeed, a barrow of a most unusual rectangular form. I've not seen something like this since West Kennet Long Barrow. Yes, this shall make a fine entry for my book. What secrets do you conceal, I wonder? That smell. Earthy and sweet.
Three, 2, 1. You can open your eyes now, Thomasina. Come. Are you ready for your first excavation?
Yes, Daddy.
Capital. Make sure you remember everything I've taught you. I have a feeling you might find something special.
How exciting.
I'll be watching from the steps, my little bird. Good luck.
Thank you, Daddy.
I mean, I feel like we probably want to have that trowel.
Daddy told me I should always carry a trowel on my excavations.
Right. Funny statue. Dirt.
Daddy has buried something here.
Okay, well then before we start troweling around in the dirt...
Daddy has buried...
Okay, I guess we'd have to do all of it.
Thomasina, we don't dig with our hands.
No treasures here.
This is very serene music here.
Nothing here.
Okay, so we're gonna look for more dirt. Or we could go Bart Simpson on that statue.
Treasure! Daddy, I found the treasure! Look!
Well done, little bird. Your first successful excavation. That urn you're holding is very old and precious. Take good care of it, all right?
I will, Daddy. I promise.
Did you wipe away a tear there, or was it just the rain?
I do have a feeling there is something exceptional to be discovered here. I must gain Mr. Bryden's permission to excavate.
Okay, I wanted to try both a left click and a right click. Okay, so we finally found the titular Hob's Barrow. I don't know what this is, although it does feel like something
Someone has
that...
carved the letters AR into the stone.
It's just going to show us the thing. So we might be able to ask Mr. Bryden about this. AR. Maybe that means something. Oh, so the sun is going down, and that's good because it sort of signals the end of... Believe it or not, guys, this was the first day. Or the first full day.
Darkness falls quickly here. I should make my way back to the inn.
Can we talk to Mr. Bryden? I feel like at a minimum we should let him know that we're departing his land.
I shouldn't disturb him at this late hour.
Okay, I guess he'll figure it out. Oh, let's just check to see if the goat is still there and or if the goat should not be disturbed.
It's fast asleep. I wonder what goats dream of. I don't wish to risk...
So, with luck, when we get back to the inn, we'll get a new match, because I kind of squandered the previous one that I got. I'm trying to think, was there anything else that we expected to get? Oh, she said, the lady, Mrs. Duplancy, she closed up her bake shop.
A local cobbler. No one here. I don't think anyone is home.
Yeah. We're probably not going to find a lot of things between here and the inn, but let's just check the back alley.
I should really get some sleep now.
Oh, Thomasine is smarter than I am. Don't go wandering around in pitch black alleys after dark. Okay, I don't like Mr. Crozier very much.
Mr. Crozier is enjoying a large mug of ale. Good evening, Mr. Crozier.
Evening. Thanks again for the fossil, lass.
Oh, wait.
'Tis truly a beauty.
You're most welcome.
Sorry, I was confusing him with... Who did I think he was? Mr. Tillett. Yeah, Tillett was the drunk guy.
How long have you been collecting fossils?
Ever since I were a boy. The moors look a barren place, but there are plenty of fossils to be found in the rock formations. All manner of creatures to uncover.
Such a playground for a young lad. What's your favorite piece in your collection?
The ammonite you gave me today. The most recent is always the best.
Indeed.
What about you, lass? Do you collect out?
I do. You see, I'm writing a book on the Barrows of England. It shall be called Vestiges of the Antiquities in Rural England. I document all my findings.
But what do you collect?
Pottery, tools and such.
Bones too, no doubt.
No, I leave those in place.
You've got a morbid heart, lass. Fussing about in old graves like that.
We're not dissimilar in that we both take an interest in the remains of the long gone.
I suppose you have a point there. How's your book coming along, then?
Very well, thank you. Though I'm rather keen to begin my chapter on Hobbs Barrow. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Foster Cloud was asking, probably based on the music and the tone, is somebody going to die soon? I would not be surprised if more people have died than we know. I don't think Kenneth has died. That's her assistant, because she would know if that was like somebody else's handwriting. She would have brought that up.
This local chap looks thoroughly intoxicated.
But Mr. Shoulder may not be around anymore.
Good evening, gentlemen.
What are you gonna do about him?
If he thinks he can take her away from here, he's got another thing coming. I am gonna knock...
Oops, god damn it.
In fact, I can think of a better punishment. Oi, what do you want, lady? Piss off!
You heard the man.
Charming.
I accidentally clicked during that. We will talk to the bartender. So, oh, this is not Henry Long. I thought it was.
Good evening, sir. I'll leave you to it.
He's doing that, what is it called? 5-finger fillet? I can understand that you might not want to get distracted while you were looking at that.
I don't wish to wake him up. It's Herbert, the local stray. Cyril seems gruff and unwelcoming, but I sense he may be a kind man under this facade. Hello
Yeah,
again,
Fox.
Cyril.
I like
You still here?
Herbert
Did
too.
Mr. Long convince you of the virtues of Bewlay Station?
What the hell do you think? Now bugger off and leave me to me drink.
He seems even more wound up than usual. I must say,
Okay. We're probably going to go turn in, but let's talk to Stanley Kemp.
Good evening, Miss Bateman.
Good evening, Stanley.
We can talk to him about Hobbs Barrow in a minute.
A mug of your finest ale, please.
Let's first engage in commerce so that the man feels good about spending his time talking to us because
There we
we're a
are.
customer.
That's 2 pence on your account.
Thank you. I found Hobbs Barrow.
Oh, remember what I said, Miss Bateman? There are stories connected to that place.
Yes, stories you won't elaborate on, I might add. Don't worry about me, Stanley. I'm quite capable of warding off imagined fiends.
I have no doubt, but please leave that place be.
I've come this far, there's no turning back now.
That's precisely what worries me.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
He's so chipper at the end.
There's nothing else
Okay, as far as I know, that's everything before we go to bed. I mean, I don't know of anything else to do. Anytime a game asks that, you do want to, like, just double check that you've done everything that you wanted. But that's it, man. That's it.
Time for bed. Tomorrow I shall convince Mr. Bryden to allow me to begin my excavation.
Miss Bateman. How are you?
Tired.
Can I buy you a drink?
I'm just gonna say no thanks. So we already had a drink to relax. I don't necessarily trust the people around here. I don't really know how Thomasina feels about it, but no, we're good. Thanks.
No thanks, Mr. Tillett.
Please, Miss Bateman. I feel bad about what happened last night. I'm sorry I can't remember it.
That's all right, Mr. Tillett. Alcohol can do all sorts of damage to one's memory.
I was thinking that maybe if we had another drink tonight, I might remember what happened.
I'm not sure that's logical.
But worth trying?
Oh, Mr. Tillett, if you insist.
Very good. Take your seat, Miss Bateman. I shall return with the goods.
Thomasina, you are way more tolerant of this guy's bullshit than I am.
To Leonard Shoulder.
Wherever he may be. I've been meaning to ask you something.
Yes?
Why did Leonard Shoulder ask you to dig up Hobbs Barrow?
Despite his disappearing act the previous evening, not to mention his questionable sobriety, I decided Mr. Tillett was to be my ally. I spoke again of Mr. Shoulder's letter, his proposed excavation, and my status as an antiquarian and barrow digger. He was fascinated and quite excited at the prospect of meeting the soon-to-be author of a real-life book.
You must find all manner of riches on your digs.
Barrow digging is not all success, Mr. Tillett. Often I'll come across the likeliest of sites steeped in promise. We set to work with shovel and pick and all the other barrow opening paraphernalia you can imagine. Every stone carefully taken down, every shovel full of earth put dutifully through the sieve, and we find nothing. Or you may find a miserable remnant of animal bone or a shard of pottery hardly to be recognized from the peat in which it decayed. Sometimes it's as if some Neolithic humorist prepared an elaborate practical joke for your special benefit.
It still sounds much more exciting than spending your days sitting in England's most remote railway station.
Are you all right, Mr. Tillett?
I've had another argument with Agnes.
Your wife?
Aye. She didn't want me coming to the plough tonight. Truth is, I've been drinking my life away since my mother passed.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry for your loss.
You're kind, Miss Bateman. Thank you. It's been a year since the old girl left us. She had a horrible end, wasting away, day by day.
consumption got her. She were nought but bones by the end. I can't get the image out of my mind. She were everything to me.
I'm so sorry.
I apologise for going on, Miss Bateman. It's not appropriate.
Don't worry, Mr. Tillett. I appreciate your openness.
Used to love going for walks out in the moor, my mother and I, ever since I were a little one. She'd get a tear in her eye as she looked out upon it. She loved this land. I asked Mr. Crozier to build a bench, which we've erected at her favourite lookout spot on the moors. Margaret's Lookout, we called it. Aye.
That's a beautiful tribute.
Aye. If you take a seat there, do keep her in your thoughts, won't you?
Of course, Mr. Tillett. I can relate in some manner. My father had an accident when I was very young. He's still alive, but he can neither move nor speak. He spends his entire life bedbound and incapable of communicating or looking after himself in any way.
How dreadful.
He was a barrow digger himself, an antiquarian of some renown. He taught me so much, even though I was so young. I think writing this book is my way of carrying on his work. It helps me reclaim those earlier memories of him, and I visit him often to tell him all about my excavations.
Can he hear you?
I've no idea. The doctors aren't sure. I'd do anything to make him better, Mr. Tillett. I'd do anything to bring him back to the man he was. I am in a state of suspended mourning for a man caught between life and death.
Dreadful. Just dreadful.
We all have our weaknesses. Mine just happens to be my father.
And what of your mother?
A cold woman. We haven't talked in quite some time. I think she blamed me for my father's accident somehow.
You were but a child.
Indeed. She thus saw it fit that a governess should raise me as she spent her life grieving for my father.
Well then, I propose a toast.
A toast to what?
A shared sense of loss.
I'll toast to that, Arthur. Now then, enough of this wallowing.
Let us be merry. Another round.
I really shouldn't. But I did. And another after that. And another. The frustrations of my visit to Bewlay slipped away with each swill of Stanley's finest ale. We had great fun that night, Mr. Tillett and I. I treasure the memory.
Go on then. Let's hear those pipes.
Mustn't.
Sing the song.
You're incorrigible.
Please. You'll make a sad man happy.
Oh, all right then. Clasps, celts, and arrowheads I'll try to claw within my clutch. And if a shield I should espy, I'll vow there ne'er was such.
With popish tricks and relics rare, the priests their flocks do gull. In casting out the earth take care. Huzzah! I've found a skull!
Just momentary game saved. Jab is saying, well, that was depressing. Some of the animation work really looks great. Like, it never shirks its art style, but it still looks really, whoa.
Hello, Thomasina.
What is this? Who are you?
I'm the one that saved your father.
What do you mean?
You were here 25 years ago.
My father?
You were deep down with the others. You were there, and something went wrong. I dragged him out.
Impossible.
I helped him then, and I can help him again.
I don't understand.
Believe my words. You'll find proof in morning. Now go. One more thing. This is not a dream.
I love it when the game hard cuts to something like that.
Goodness, that was a terrible sleep.
And what's this mud on my boots that I wore to bed? Okay, so there's clearly something over here. And we all noticed that the face on the little, like, troll, I don't know what to call that person yet. The shot that we got of the close-up was exactly the same as what she saw in the cat the previous night.
I don't wish to take it. A decorative plate.
Okay, we did not get a new ladder. The candle. Why did I say ladder? Candle.
Jammed shut.
Still warped.
A painting of surprising quality. Perhaps a local...
Okay, I just want to check these things
I
as we
stored
go.
my case in there. A box with... I've hung my dress aside from that.
Okay.
What's this? There's a strange stone strapped to the cover.
Day 1. Arrived after a decent day's ride from Bakewell. This is a curious place. Locals seem distant. I'm to meet my local contact tomorrow, so it will be an early night for me. I shall try to keep a diary of my stay here and not give up by day 3 of the excavation as usual. Despite the thrill of possible new discoveries, I cannot stop thinking about my dear wife and wonder if I should have left her in her current state, but I must have faith that she will conquer this bout of illness. Day 4. Oh boy, oh no, it's in Roman numerals. I may not be able to identify much past 6. I'm just warning you guys. Day 4. True to form, my journal has been abandoned. Let that not speak for the excitement I feel for this excavation. After much preparation, we dig tomorrow. Such an exceptional site with a unique history. As for the dangers, we shall meet them head first. We are prepared. I also sought out a local wise woman yesterday, and she provided me with a tincture for my beloved's nausea gravidarum. This is probably some historical reference that I don't know what nausea gravidarum is. I know what nausea is. I am sure she shall be pleased with it upon my return. It's not morning sickness, is it? It could be. Lo, a place of miracles. A planted seed sprouted before our eyes and illuminated our path. Nature's laws hold no meaning here, but I clutch my tablet with the knowledge that it shall end this. P is rho, theta, epsilon, chi. We found the code was simply in the singularity of the characters. All eyes must face toward. All eyes must face toward the 7th archontic. Did I miss a page? Okay, I mean, we'll keep reading, but... I don't know. Maybe that's a 9? Or sorry, an 11 instead of a chi? When the sun and the 2 moons meet, the guardian shall be defeated. Okay, we mustn't be meant to know what this means yet. A dead language reveals the path, for thou art the moon, the chief of the stars. Listen to the things I have said. Follow the words of my mouth, reveal thyself to me. I heard a whisper, not once, again and again. I will pour out my spirit, pour out my spirit, pour out my spirit.
It appears to be a journal, full of hogwash. I don't recognize the handwriting. Maybe Stanley knows more about it.
I'm gonna ask, hey Stanley, did you push something underneath my door last night? Or did you see somebody that did? I bet it happened in the dead of night, while she was tossing, turning, and having a conversation with a troll.
Good morning. How's your head, Miss Bateman? That were quite the tune you treated us to last night.
To be honest, Stanley, I've felt better. I take it you slid this journal under my door?
I beg your pardon?
The journal, Stanley.
I certainly did no such thing. Nor could have anyone else. You're the only guest staying here.
What's the meaning of all this? Do you propose that it manifested itself out of thin air?
Well,
Here's the thing. Why would he lie? Why would he do it? Like, let's play this out. No one else is here. No one else could have done it, and I didn't do it. That's a weird lie to tell. Alternatively, well, I know I didn't do it, and no one else is here, so I don't know what to tell you. It sounds true to me just because he's not offering up any plausible counter explanation. If he was to sneak down and do it himself, why wouldn't he say, oh, I heard a sound from downstairs when I, was sleeping upstairs. I don't know where this guy lives. I would assume here at the inn someplace. I heard something, but didn't think much of it. I thought it was Herbert the cat. Like, there's so many other ways for him to cover this. I just don't think that he's lying.
I'm sorry. I just don't understand how else it could have got there. Are you sure there was no one else here overnight?
without doubt.
How very, very peculiar.
So, what does it say inside?
Okay, so despite everything that I just said, I'm not sure that he can be trusted because it doesn't make a lot of sense to me that he doesn't know what Hobbs Barrow is or where it is, which is what he's claimed. So I don't think that he's being honest with us. Then again, and is this metagaming to say that in Thomasina's... So those little, like, cut to black moments where Thomasina is narrating, the framing device for all of this is that at a later date, Thomasina is relaying these events to her mother. And Thomasina said in one of those cutscenes that what she came to realize is that this is, like the people weren't being suspicious. They were... What she was witnessing was fear. So... But Thomasina doesn't know that at this point, so maybe I should just think about, like, what Thomasina would do. We've been very honest with people. I'm not sure that I want to keep it a secret. It seems a little bit weird for Thomasina to come out and say, hey, I don't own this. This got pushed under my door. If anything, it's going to make her seem suspicious to him. Hey, did you push this book under my door? No? Well, I'm not going to show you what's in it. We're going to show him the contents.
Take a look.
Well, I can't make head nor tail of it.
Neither can I.
Maybe someone else in the village can help you with it.
I guess here's a cleaner way to put it. Either he did push it under the door, in which case he already knows what's in it, or he didn't and has nothing to do with it, in which case maybe showing him would cause him to slip up, or not slip up, but like, we're not keeping secrets needlessly from the guy who is currently our landlord, innkeep, whatever you want to call him. We're paying him to stay here is the point. Why antagonize him?
What do you make of this stone?
That's a funny looking thing. It's got a cockerel on it.
Yes, but have you seen anything like it?
Never.
And hello to Panda. Sorry, I didn't quite see before I'd clicked on that. Panda, I hope that you've had an awesome Tuesday so far. We had a very snowy one here.
Do you ever have strange dreams, Stanley?
Me? I sleep as sound as a baby.
I had one such dream last night. It was so vivid.
What were it about?
That was a very long inhale because I'm thinking about this. So I just shared my thoughts on the book. I'm going to say I don't think that Thomasina would share... So, for Thomasina to share the details about the dream, it would involve potentially details about her father, because that's who the troll was talking about. And also, I think that as an antiquarian, as she puts it, she is more prone to being a woman of science, and that she doesn't want to spend a lot of time dwelling on the dream, even if we both know that we're going to. I'm going to change the subject. There's no need to discuss such matters.
Oh, nothing. Don't worry.
Suit yourself.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
I would have wanted to hear
Good
her...
morning, Mr. Kemp.
Good day, Miss Tompkins.
I'm here for his lordship's paper.
Sorry, lass. Mr. Price hasn't dropped them off this morning. I heard he actually left the village yesterday.
Indeed, I can vouch for that.
Ma'am?
Good day.
Oh dear. His lordship won't be pleased.
My sincerest apologies, Miss Tompkins.
I'll come back in a few days. Ta-ra.
Goodbye.
Who is Miss Tompkins?
A housemaid in the employ of Panswick Manor. She comes by to pick up his lordship's weekly paper.
I'm surprised newspapers are available in Bewlay.
Aye, his lordship gets what he wants.
Lord Panswick likes to keep up with affairs from outside of Bewlay.
Aye, he has many interests around the country.
What sort of interests?
His lordship's affairs are his own business.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
And before we go, I almost forgot about this. When we came out, I saw it. There's something glittering over here. It's a knife.
Goodness me, I can't budge it.
Be careful, Miss Bateman. You'll cut yourself. I spent all morning trying to get that bloody thing out. I shall be having words with that scoundrel next time he shows his face.
Curses.
We have our very own Excalibur. It's all yours if you can pull it out, King Arthur.
Panda was saying it's been good so far, and they've been getting rain. Do you like snow? I really do. Panda, this is the first snowstorm that we've had in like 4 months. We had one like really early as it was becoming winter, and it's been, if anything, not only not snowy but not even cold most of the winter. I usually like the cold a little bit more than the heat of summer, and to have some snow here to ring in March is nice. So can we chisel it? I would probably want to try the chisel or the trowel. Also, and like, this seems like something like Jab would have like a story about somehow. What the hell? How far in is the knife that neither of these two people can pull it out? It seems like if the knife goes in, it would be easier to get out. I mean, it can get stuck. Did the wood like swell in the humidity or something?
I do not wish to damage Mr. Kemp's table any further than it already has been. I do not wish to...
Okay, the lantern's not going to help. I don't suppose we can, like, wedge it out with the key somehow.
No, that's not it.
We know this key is going to come up. Like, the key doesn't have to be in our inventory. Can I put on a glove and pull it out that way?
No, that won't achieve anything useful.
Okay. And then we've got the stone. I can hit it with the stone.
No, that...
And then we've got the book itself, which if we right-click, it just brings us to the text of the book. Maxine likes snow, as does Panda. I like snow too. It's very rare to get it where I live now. Yeah, if I lived someplace where it just didn't snow very often, I'm not sure that I'd like feel very wistful for it. But since I do live someplace that it should snow in the wintertime, it is nice when it still does that from time to time. Jab says, well, generally in these cases, magic or destiny is responsible.
I've no use for ashes. I don't need to use the filthy lavatory.
She really hates the bathroom. Not for nothing, Thomasina, but it's been like 2 days now since you've made use of the facilities.
Right. I need to convince Mr. Bryden to let me excavate Hobbs' Barrow and
Okay.
find out where this journal came from.
Yeah, we're going to have to go to Mr. Bryden with a bit more than a, come on. Come on.
Perhaps I have something in here that could help me get the knife unstuck.
I wasn't really thinking that.
No, there's nothing useful here. It's Herbert, the local stray.
I don't think that there's anything else here. Hi. Panda's saying we took a trip to spend a long weekend in a cabin in the snow a couple months ago. It was great. It sounds like, just based on the description, Panda, it sounds like it would have been lovely. Wait, did I really move too far? There was an exit there, but now I can't go there. Okay, let's go talk to Mrs. Tompkins.
Good day.
I'm still setting up my stall. Come back later.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's not Miss Tompkins, it's a woman.
She is busy setting up her stall.
Yeah, today's market day. We heard about this in the previous episode.
Good day.
I'm still...
Oh, I'm...
Okay. We can check the vicar's house.
Father Roach is standing over there by the blacksmith's. No one here.
And Maxine is turning in. Maxine, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a great night.
Good morning, Father Roach.
Ah, Miss Bateman. What a pleasure to see you again. Have you tracked down Mr. Shoulder yet?
Don't get me started.
I'll take that as a no.
Indeed.
Jab is saying there's a sword in Europe where a sword was stabbed into a stone by a saint that's still there. Testing says it's in the ballpark as far as time goes. Really? Like, it's a real thing? I had no idea.
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
Oh, yes. A rather important fellow around here. His vast land holdings give many a steady employment.
I hear he is renovating an old chapel on his land.
Aye, I've heard such reports. He believes this to be a godless land. Something I wholeheartedly disagree with. To which god his chapel will be dedicated to remains a matter of concern.
Why do you say that?
Oh, my apologies. Don't listen to my oafish conjecture. Let us move on.
Also, Maxine, if you are interested in the story, as always, the VOD for this episode will be up after we're done. Probably as early as this evening.
What brings you to the square today?
I'm meeting a couple of young congregation members to go over some scripture. You're welcome to join us.
Thank you, Father Roach, but I have quite a busy day ahead of me.
We will be at St. Edmund's, should you wish to join us later.
Do you recognize this journal?
What a tatty old thing. You ought to take better care of your possessions, Miss Bateman.
It's not mine.
Then whose is it?
That's precisely what I'm trying to find out.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I haven't seen it before.
It's a bit odd to be asked, do you recognize this item? And for him to respond with, wow, you should take better care of your things. Why would Thomasina, who just arrived in town day before yesterday, show him something that she brought with her and it belongs to her and say, do you recognize this? Why would he assume that? That's such an odd response.
What do you make of this stone?
I don't recognize the symbol from any Christian iconography. Did you make it yourself?
No, never mind. Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
Okay, since we already showed him the stone and the book, I don't envision that there's a lot of point to showing him anything else. We are still on a single page of inventory. So, let's go see if the lady's there. Mrs. DeClancy? DePlancy. She's not out here. This door might be open.
It's locked.
And just for laughs.
I can't see how that will help.
No, okay. Nothing inside the church. Not yet. Now, the father did say that he's gonna be here later, so we know that that's coming. At issue is, we could go to Hob's Barrow, and maybe we should, but it doesn't feel like... Why would What's-His-Face say something different to us today than he said yesterday? Hold on, I promise to keep Margaret in my thoughts. So, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what else do I think that we might want to go do. Well, this would lead out to Mr. Shoulder's house. You know what? I bet that Thomasina would go out to Mr. Shoulder's house.
What a peculiar name. The Devil's Toe. I can't quite see the resemblance myself.
I don't imagine that this odd stone, like, slots in someplace.
That's a peculiar idea.
Yeah, who would ever put a rock on top of other rocks?
I don't wish to dig it up.
No. All right. We could try chisel. I don't think this will do anything.
No, that won't.
All I'm saying is that there's been previous occasions where I didn't think anything would be accomplished, and then it surprisingly was.
A carved stone has been affixed to the door. I think it depicts a crescent moon. Mr. Shoulder continues to prove himself elusive.
Okay, I like the fact that we get different dialogue.
Mr. Shoulder...
I'm just saying that, like, if she came out here, if she woke up fairly early and came out here first day and he's not here, I believe he is here and he's probably dead inside this house. Either that or he has been removed from this house by somebody else.
This key doesn't fit here.
No, I wouldn't think that it would. Do we want to try the chisel?
Can't see how that would.
Chisel on the window? Crack it open?
No, that's not it.
Trowel on the window.
No, that... I don't wish... I've no desire to lug a block of wood about the countryside.
Have we... Did we already use glove on glove?
The glove, perfect.
Okay.
You're a sweet little thing, aren't you?
Yeah. He didn't bring in the wash. I mean, there's no version of this where I think Leonard Shoulder's just like, oh, hi, sorry, I fell asleep out in the moors and just got back. Everything was, you know, completely innocent explanation for everything. Oh, you know what's another thing we can do? It's the next day. We could go to the woods. Remember where the people were, like, digging up or chopping down the trees? That's something we could go check out.
Thomasina!
Good morning, Arthur.
You look a bit addled. Are you feeling all right?
I am not used to drinking as much as we did.
Aye, my head is pounding.
To tell you the truth, Arthur, I've had a somewhat puzzling morning.
Oh?
Someone slipped this journal under the door of my room.
Whose journal is it?
I have no idea. The text refers to some sort of excavation.
Stanley must be playing tricks on you.
He swore his innocence. I thought perhaps you might have done it?
No, it wasn't me. That's for certain. Somehow I have a clear memory of last night.
I had a splendid time last night.
Aye, I even remember most of it this time. Thanks for listening to me going on. I really appreciate it.
The feeling is mutual. Thank you too, Arthur.
So Panda's asking, what is it that you're investigating? That's a very good question. Let me wrap up this conversation, because it might take a second. But I will absolutely recap what we know so far.
I wonder who left me this journal, then.
Mind if I take a closer look?
Please, go ahead.
The writings of a madman.
I don't disagree. Did the sketches mean anything to you?
No, not at all. But they turn me stomach. You might want to show this to Mother Mildred.
Okay, well, I can't believe how many characters there are in this game.
Who is Mother Mildred?
Some think her a witch.
A witch?
Aye. She might be able to help you with the symbols.
Where can I find her?
She lives alone in a little cottage within Herne Wood here. You shouldn't have too much trouble finding her.
Thanks, Arthur.
You're welcome.
That's convenient. That's where I wanted to go.
Why do people think Mother Mildred is a witch? Just because a woman lives alone in the woods doesn't mean she flies about on a broomstick.
There's more to it than that. They say she lays with demons.
Who are they?
Oh, you know, local folk.
Hogwash.
Some also go to her for potions and spells.
Spells? Come now, Arthur.
Truth be told, she's a nice old lady. I sometimes see her foraging in the brambles around here.
Will she burn at the stake sometime soon?
You might think us backward in Bewlay, Thomasina, but we're not that backward.
Sorry, Arthur. I only meant to tease. What do you make of this stone?
It's a good shape for skimming across water. What is it?
I'm not sure. It was strapped to the cover of the journal.
How mysterious.
See, if these guys know something more than they're letting on about the journal and the stone, they're doing a really good job of hiding it. When we were asking them where Hobbs Barrow... And hello to, I'm sorry, Son... Oh, we did this once before. Son, I'm so sorry. You clarified the pronunciation of your name, and now I'm trying to remember how it goes. It's Sungnif. Is that correct? Because Gnif is a Norwegian word for something? I feel like I'm at least 70% close.
Shouldn't you be manning the station?
The line is down. Track damage between Bewlay and Bakewell. No trains for a day or more.
Does that mean I'm stranded here?
For the time being, Thomasina.
Capital. Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Okay, so to recap for Panda what's going on so far. This is Thomasina Bateman. She received a letter to come out to this remote village of Bewlay on the promise that Leonard Shoulder, someone she'd never met, said that she could come and excavate a burial mound known as Hobbs Barrow. When she got here, Leonard Shoulder is nowhere to be found. People definitely probably know who he is, but might not have seen him for a period of time between 0 and 5 years. They're very cagey about it, and they definitely have never heard of Hobbs Barrow except for all the people that have heard about it, and one of them was the little girl Jane. So she's nominally here to begin the excavation of a burial mound known as Hobbs Barrow, but also, what's up with everybody and why are they so reticent to talk to her about anything? So, yeah, we wanted to go down here anyway. Oh, this is something new. And also sometimes there's flashbacks to when she was little.
Thomasina, dear, come say goodbye to your father. Come on now, don't make him wait.
I don't want to.
Aren't you going to miss me?
I hate you, Daddy.
Those are strong words for such a little lady.
I want to come with you.
We've been through this, little bird. You can't come with me this time.
But we'll go to Seaborough next month. I promise.
Oh, what a dig that shall be.
I hate you.
Well, I love you. See you soon, little bird.
So, Thomasina's family was well off, right? I mean, that appears to be their estate from when she was young. Yeah, Thomasina is an antiquarian, which is basically a Lara Croft, but before she had access to pistols. Okay, I believe this is where we couldn't get past before because the men were... Oh, hi, Resin. The men were, chopping down all the trees.
The resin has set somewhat. It's firmly gripped to the stump.
Can we chisel it off?
I've collected some waxy resin.
Oh, thank God. It's just what I always wanted. So, now we have a second page.
I've collected this lump of waxy resin.
Okay. I don't know what good that's going to be, but we've picked it up. Oh, and hello to Patikan. Sunganif was just getting some food. Just call me Sun. Alternatively... Oh, sorry, just scrolled off the screen. Alternatively something. Hold on. And hello to Patikan, Innertooth. Everybody else rating over. None of the letters are silent. Yeah, so Sunganif is my memory of how to pronounce it. It's great to see you again. It's been a while. I hope you've had a wonderful entry into 2023. Mother Mildred, I presume.
It's the old woman I saw at Bewlay Station.
Oh, is it? Wow, I would not have recognized her.
Please, forgive my intrusion. Are you Mother Mildred?
Some call me that. I prefer Mildred Walker, given as that's my name.
Apologies. Thomasina Bateman. I think we met at Bewlay Station.
I take it Panswick's men have cleared off. Good riddance. Those ruffians would cut their own noses off if he asked them to. I recognised you the moment I laid eyes on you at the station.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, yeah, it's quite a striking family resemblance. You have your father's eyes, Miss Bateman.
You knew my father?
Such piercing blue eyes he had. What a handsome young man. William.
He was here, in Bewlay.
Oh, yes. A long time ago, mind. 25 years by my reckoning. But I'll never forget those eyes.
Well, I feel like my father is going to be the topic. Patikan, I hope that you had a great time in Hogwarts Legacy today. I stopped by briefly. You were like harvesting some plants and also doing something with, like, was it a giant toad or something? You were in some combat, but I wasn't able to stick around very much. Sunganif says, I do remember correctly. And then Patikan was saying hello to Solid Chrome Hickey. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's cool when people like say hello to each other as they come in. I really like it when it's like, oh, hey, Patikan, hey, Solid Chrome Hickey. That's always fun. Inner Tooth, I hope that you're also having a wonderful Tuesday. He wanted to know if I'm calling Patikan a giant toad. Don't you need... Isn't that like a special ability in a Harry Potter universe? Like shape changing? Or am I thinking of Game of Thrones?
Why was my father in Bewlay?
You were helping Samuel Bryden excavate Hobbs Barrow.
You must be jesting.
Do I look like I'm jesting?
How did you come to meet my father?
One might say I have a reputation in these parts. Folks from all around come to me for help with their ailments. Hernwood is abundant with flora that, if mixed correctly, will cure almost any ill. Your father must have caught wind of this, as one day he came to me, asking for a cure.
A cure for what?
Your mother were with child, and she was suffering the most terrible nausea.
Adam.
I made something to help her.
The journal. This was entered in the journal. It belongs to my father.
What journal?
Take a look at this. A passage recalls meeting a local wise woman to seek a tincture for his beloved's nausea gravidarum.
Aye, that's me. I made the tincture for him.
This is incredible.
You don't recognise your own father's handwriting?
It's been so many years since I've seen it. What can you tell me about the excavation?
Well, not much. I only met your father twice. The last time he asked me if I knew anything about binding magic.
Binding magic?
He said he needed it for the excavation.
Hogwash. My father is a man of logic and reason. Why would he be asking about such nonsense?
Perhaps you don't know him as well as you think you do. Anyway, I know nothing of magic and told him so. He seemed disappointed. I never saw him again, but I understand the excavation went ahead. Samuel Bryden hanged himself not long after. Reason enough for you to stay well clear of that place.
So, as remote as the odds seem, I do feel like I would ask her, so if you can cure anything, let me lay it down what's going on with my father for the last 20 years or so. I don't know exactly when he lost the ability to speak, but it seems like it would have been around that time, so that was 25 years. Patine said that he spent 2 hours growing plants and making potions, changing stuff. I forgot where there was a giant toad. It might not have been a giant toad, Patine. I sort of caught it out of the corner of my eye. Reminds me of Jedi Fallen Order with the big toad. You can get his tongue there as well. Oh, yuck. And then Panda said, did her father never come back from that trip? So her father definitely came back because we had a previous scene where Thomasina, as a little girl, and her mother visited Thomasina's father in the hospital, and her mother asked, will my husband ever speak again? I guess maybe his name is Adam, based on what Thomasina just said. So we know that he did go home, but he wasn't well, and he can't speak or move, and now we know that as far as we're led to believe, this was the last excavation that he was on before that happened to him.
You never saw my father again after the excavation?
No, I always assumed he just went home.
Who excavated Hobbs Barrow alongside Samuel Bryden and my father?
From memory, it were just the two of them.
And hello to Jägermeister. Jägermeister, I hope you're also having a good Tuesday. Here it's very, very snowy, but I know that most pickleball happens inside at this time of year anyway, so I hope that you have had a great day of good exercise and fun matches.
What do you make of this stone?
I-A-W. Haven't a clue. Perhaps it's an old folk trinket, or a talisman of some kind. The moors are steeped in folklore.
See, if her father's name was Adam, then the A could be for Adam, but then what we don't have is an S for Samuel or a B for Bryden. So I don't know that those are the initials of the people that were going into the Barrow.
What do you think my father meant by binding magic?
I've no idea. He didn't explain more, and I didn't wish to pry.
This just doesn't sound like my father at all.
You'll have to ask him yourself.
I'm afraid my father has been incapacitated since I was a child. He cannot speak nor move.
Terrible. Oh, I'm sorry.
You said that the flora here could cure almost any ill.
Yeah.
Almost, my dear. But your father's affliction sounds beyond my abilities.
Charles Bryden mentioned there was a third man involved in the excavation.
Is that so? Well, you'd best ask him about it. He knows more than I do.
We do have a lot more to ask him about now than we did when we woke up this morning.
Can you tell me anything about Leonard's shoulder?
I know of him, as is the nature of such a small town. I also know he invited you here.
Little escapes you, Miss Walker.
So they say. My path rarely crosses with his. Let's put it that way. But he's a nice enough fellow.
I see.
And hello to Dougler. Dougler, I was actually... What was it? We were like watching one of the videos on the channel to like, I don't know if it was like to check it for quality, and you were commenting in that video. I regret that in the moment I don't remember which one it was, but you were putting up some really interesting stuff, and I wanted to make a note to say to you that like it's awesome when you're in chat because you were bringing up some really interesting stuff. And now here I am and I can't remember which video it was. It wasn't one from this year. It was a little bit older. Man, which one was it?
Do you know Lord Panswick?
I know his labourers make a mess of these woods, the brutes. The man himself hasn't graced me with his presence.
You've never met him?
Not since he were a wee lad. A maid brought him to me with a sore stomach. It were all the rich food they were feeding him, nowt more.
Thank you for your help, Ms. Walker.
So I think at this point, remember in last episode we saw like a sort of stuffy man who made a pass at Thomasina, and I said, oh, that's probably Lord Brunswick or Panswick. It clearly isn't. Like nobody in the village has laid eyes on this man in their like lifetimes, or at least not very often. I guess he goes to the plow and furrow and like buys everybody a round of drinks every once in a while. That was mentioned, but no, he's not. I don't think that he's the guy anymore. We'll find out.
Ms. Walker is concentrating hard on her berry picking. There's nothing else I wish to discuss at the moment.
Okay. Now, before we go though, like maybe I should show her the resin.
I don't wish to give that away.
Okay. We came a ways out here. Oh. Okay, apparently we've made it back down to one page. I've already shown her the stone and the journal, but let's look at them anyway.
I've already shown her.
Yep. Book.
I've already shown.
Also, Jägermeister was saying nothing, no pickleball today, but had nice games yesterday. That's great.
I'm not sure they would be interested.
Yeah, God, what episode was it? I don't think it was Perception. We were going back through some videos to see if there were any that needed to be updated or didn't make it into a collection. And one of them... Oh, you know what, Dougler? It might have been... Were you hanging out during the Senua's Sacrifice? That might have been it. Because we went back and we were watching, like, the finale episode of that. But now I can't remember if that was the one. I don't know that we have anything else to show her.
I'm not sure they would be...
Okay, let's try the letter.
I'm not sure they would...
Okay. Is there anything else here? Berries?
They look somewhat like juniper berries. The cottage is nestled cozily in the woods.
Hey, Mildred, do you mind if I go
You
inside?
shouldn't enter uninvited.
I can't use the bathroom at the inn. It's too gross. Can I just borrow your loo for a minute?
Miss Bateman,
Yes.
remember what I told you when we first met? You're better off waiting for the next train back to the city.
Why?
Something terrible happened to Samuel Bryden in that Barrow. Whatever they found down there, I'd wager it got to your father too. Tell me you won't disturb Hobbs Barrow.
I can't make that promise, Mildred.
Can't say I didn't warn you. There is something unnatural about that place.
We must seek to understand the world by rational means, Miss Walker. One cannot abandon reason.
Just turns back to her business.
Thomasina! Thomasina, come here this instant.
I'm playing with Josephine.
She can wait. This is very important.
I'll be back soon, Josephine. What is it, Mummy?
It's your father.
Daddy's home?
No, my dear. I must go to Bakewell with haste. Miss Bowes will look after you whilst I'm gone. Is that clear?
Where's Daddy?
He's had an accident.
What happened?
He's come off his horse.
Silly Daddy. Will he be all right?
Of course he will be fine. Your father is as strong as an ox, but I need to go collect him, all right?
Can't I come too?
No, dear. Miss Bowes will look after you.
But I want to come.
Go pick up your dolls, then come inside, all right?
Yes, Mummy.
Wait, I think I was wrong. I think Adam might be the name of a younger brother that she had, because the name Adam came up in conversation, and we're going to go get the dolls in a second. The name Adam came up in the specific conversation about your father wanted to get a tincture to help his wife's morning sickness. And that was when she said Adam. So I think that Adam, and by the way, she's made no mention of having a brother anyplace, so I don't know that Adam is still with us.
Josephine, it's time to go inside now.
Is the statue still funny? Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Where did Mummy go?
Yeah, what an unsatisfying story that I'm sitting here like, hey, Dougler, there was this one stream that now I can't remember which one it was, where you were telling like a really interesting story and like contributing to like the lore, and I also don't remember what it was. It was literally just yesterday too. Oh.
I helped him then, and I can help him again.
Was she smoking? What was that? Was she just remembering? Or yawning? Maybe she's tired. Okay, so we got some Blair Witch stuff happening now. Oh, no, he's not. Okay.
Arthur, you won't believe it. The journal belongs to my father. He was here in Bewlay. Arthur? Hello?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to remember something.
What is it?
I'm not sure. Something in the woods. It will come back to me. You say your father were in Bewlay?
Yes. Mildred said that he helped Samuel Bryden excavate Hobbs Barrow 25 years ago.
Well, I'll be. Let's talk about it tonight at the plough.
I don't know that I want to leave Arthur alone right now. He doesn't seem to be doing very well.
Arthur, I must tell you about the dream I had. I was at Hobbs Barrow and there was a creature. It told me it saved my father from something inside and that I would find proof of this in the morning. Sure enough, when I awoke, the journal was in my room. Mildred confirmed the journal belonged to my father. The creature told me it could help my father again. I mean, it was merely a dream. I don't know what to think anymore. Arthur? Arthur, are you listening? Fine then, we'll talk later. I hope you piece together your memories.
Now it's time to march off in a huff. Like, for real though?
I'll leave him be for now.
Yeah, probably best to just leave him disoriented in the woods.
He is staring intently into the woods.
For the record, this is the exact place where we came upon the priest who, when we came over, he, like, vomited rather dramatically on the ground and then collapsed, and we had to cut him with a piece of his eyeglasses before he was able to get back up again. And no, I'm not kidding. Okay, Patikin's gotta go. He doesn't want to see too much. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. Patikin, have a great night. Panda's thinking maybe it wasn't a tincture for morning sickness. Oh, you think that was a euphemism for something else? And then Douglas says, it's all right. Just blindly praise my intelligence and we'll call it even. Sun Kniff is saying, you bled a vomiting priest in the woods. Well, when you say it that way. Okay, so let's think for a second. I now have a lot more to go back to Hobbs Barrow with. Is there anything else that we think that we might want to do before we do that? I don't think so. I've got a chisel, a book, and a stone, and no additional leads on what to do. We could go back to the church, but it's not like I have...
Hey, boy.
Do we get a close-up of the dog? No. Okay, I didn't know if we would see the dog again. When we encountered the cat, we got a, like, real, like, high-def pixel art representation of what a cat looks like. Okay. Prayer time hasn't started yet. Let's see if that woman finished setting up her stall. I'm trying to think of what else we might want to do before we went all the way to Hobbs Barrow, which is characterized as being a ways out. Like, yeah, Mr. Crozier's here now.
Good day.
Hey up.
I'm having some trouble extricating a knife from a table in the plough and furrow. Might I borrow a pair of pliers?
A knife, you say? I can get that out for you.
That's very kind of you, Mr. Crozier.
Think nothing of it. Wait here.
Kind of forgot about the knife, but sure.
That were a struggle. Here you are.
Thank you so much.
So, like, that's the other thing, like, Panda, you would ask, like, what are you investigating? The people here are very distant and come across as being dishonest around the topic of Hobbs Barrow. And then you'll be like, and then, like, to the point of being unfriendly and suspicious of outsiders. But then, like, Mr. Crozier, well, I can't give you some, I can't give you my lantern, but I'll trade you some oil in exchange for this awesome fossil. And, oh, there's a stuck knife. Let me just go get that for you, free of charge. Like, they're not jerks, most of them for no reason, and this is not a writing hole. It's that there's elements that feel incongruous, and we're still trying to piece it together.
Look at this, Mr. Crozier. It's my father's journal.
Oh, aye? Why are you showing me?
Did you slip it under my door last night?
Ha! Have you gone daft? Why would I have your father's journal?
Never mind. Did the sketches inside mean anything to you?
Looks like a load of rubbish to me.
I found out my father visited Bewlay 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
I would have been just a lad. What were you here for?
That's what I intend to find out.
Also, when Sun Kniff said, you bled a vomiting priest in the wood, Douglas said, well, it's better than the other way around.
What do you make of this stone?
Don't look like out to me.
Are you familiar with any local folklore?
Oh, aye.
The old cobbler used to tell me some right stories. Swore he sold a pair of boots to a goblin when he were a young man.
A goblin, you say? I take it this cobbler was a regular at the Plough and Furrow?
Never drank a day in his life. Sober as a judge. Have you been to the Devil's Toe?
Yes, I'm familiar with the cairn.
Some say they've seen the goblin's daughter there, playing her fiddle. Can't say I've seen her myself, mind.
Do you know any other stories about this goblin?
I don't have the time to be standing here gossiping about old wives' tales.
Apologies. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
All right, let's see if that lady finished setting up her stall, because we haven't even made her acquaintance. She didn't want to talk to us earlier. Oh, no, she's still busy.
Good day.
I'm still setting up my stall. Come back later.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, so now we've got the knife.
I should be careful. The blade is sharp.
But we don't know what we'd want to do with it yet. Let's go talk to the innkeep, and also the, like, weird dude who's hanging out around the inn. We haven't seen him yet today.
Are you familiar with any local folklore?
Nothing comes to mind. Well, when I were a wee boy, there were talk of a goblin. They say he lived inside Hob's Barrow, hence the name, Hob's Barrow. Hob, coming from hobgoblin, of course. Unfortunately, I don't remember anything else about it.
I was told not to believe in such fairy tales, Stanley.
Don't close your mind to such things, lass. I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you more.
Perhaps, if I ever meet him.
Sungniff was asking, why is the platter pink? We took a look at them in the first episode. I'll take a look again, but it's just a different color than every other one for some reason. It doesn't seem to be functionally different in any way that we can identify so far.
I've had some rather unbelievable news, Stanley.
Oh? Remarkable.
Quite the coincidence, is it not?
Remarkable. Just remarkable.
Do you recall my father from back then?
I'm afraid not. Those were my droving days, you see. I didn't spend much time in Bewlay, but an interesting turn of events nonetheless.
Okay, so droving days, does that mean anything? I mean, it means something. Does that mean anything to people in chat? I'm not familiar with the phrase droving days. Does that just mean that he was traveling around a lot? Is that in an occupation? I don't know what that phrase means.
What do you know of Mother Mildred?
I'll tell you what I know about Mother Mildred. She wants locking up.
How so?
She owes me a small fortune on her tab from years ago. Do remind her next time you see her, won't you?
I'd rather not get involved, if you don't mind.
Be careful who you trust, Miss Bateman.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
All right, so let's take a look at the platters. So they all have animals on them, and I was thinking that maybe they were a reference to like the Chinese New Year, because it was like the year of the goat, the year of the ram, but I might not be right on what animals they are.
A decorative plate. This one depicts a cat. A decorative plate depicting a serpent.
And then here's your pink one.
A decorative plate. This one depicts a bull.
Like, bulls are not inherently pink. In fact, as far as I know, they usually don't like shades of red very much. So the fact that it's pink does seem... It doesn't mean anything in the journal, does it? Next. We've got some, like, Greek letters. And then serpents. But no bull.
A decorative plate depicting an eagle.
There might not be a year of the eagle,
A decorative plate. This one depicts a dog. A decorative plate depicting a bear. A pixie-faced peasant boy painted in a naive style.
All right. And yeah, the mounted stag head, he looks happier to be here than he probably feels.
A majestic animal, cut down in his prime.
Okay, I feel like if I had a sense that we should go try to settle up the bar tab for Mildred, I would straight up go back into the woods. But I'm going to say that you know what? Hold on. We haven't gone off this edge in a while. Yeah, who's this kid? Wally?
Hello, Hello, Wally.
Go away! You gave the door back to my sister.
It wasn't very nice of you to bury her favourite toy, Wally.
I gave it to the fair folk, and you stole it back from them.
You don't really believe in fairies, do you? You're old enough to know better.
They're real, and thanks to you, I'm cursed.
There's no such thing as curses either, Wally.
Go away!
I don't expect the knock on the door to do very much, but we'll check it out.
Nobody home.
I didn't think there was going to be very much to do in the town either, and we came out with a very sharp knife, so... It doesn't hurt to glance around.
The road disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland.
Okay. Let's go to Hob's Barrow. And if we see the goblin's daughter playing the fiddle by the... Oh, no, that would be on the path to, Leonard's Shoulder. Okay, this is actually, I don't think, right. No. Oh, actually, we haven't been here. Maybe we should knock to see if Henry's home?
Mr. Long mustn't be in. I've already taken my crate.
Okay, just, I don't know, we look in there and find that Henry hung himself because a crate went missing or something. Okay, so Hobbs... Oh, hello.
Hello?
It's the goblin's daughter. Go get her.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Did you see a young girl with blonde hair pass by here?
No, lass. There you are. Are you Thomasina Bateman?
That's my name.
How marvellous. It's me, Leonard's Shoulder.
Heavens! I'd given up on finding you.
Please take a seat, Miss Bateman. We have much to discuss.
Yeah. Hey, where'd you been for 48 hours?
You've proven to be quite the enigma, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm mortified. I offer you 1,000 apologies. You see, I've been bound to me bed these past few days with a terrible fever.
How dreadful. I take it you're feeling better now?
Aye. I were on me way to find you when I stopped here to catch me breath. I've not much go in me these days.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I were worried you'd have given up on me and left town.
I had no idea what had become of you, Mr. Shoulder. I spent a good amount of time pounding on your front door.
I'm embarrassed. I really am. I've been doing my best to sleep through the fever. I am so very sorry. Please accept my apology, Miss Bateman.
Fine, Mr. Shoulder. I've come all this way. Let us speak of the business at hand.
Marvellous.
I've just learned that my father was part of a previous excavation of Hob's Barrow some 25 years ago. Why didn't you mention this in your letter?
What? Where did you hear that?
I have my means.
I swear, Miss Bateman, I had no idea.
I take it you will also deny delivering me my father's journal?
I'm confused. What journal?
My father's journal was slipped under my door at the Plough and Furrow. It wasn't you who did this?
I've been bound to me bed, lass. What an extraordinary coincidence. You are following in your father's footsteps.
It would seem so, Mr. Shoulder.
Okay, no, there's a big problem here, which is the white glove. We found a white glove in the dirt outside the restroom exit of the inn. If it had been there for several days, you might think, oh, maybe he dropped it a few days ago. It wouldn't be white anymore. People would have walked on it, would have been out in the mud and the rain. It's raining here all the time. It's constant gloom. So I don't understand how his matching white glove happened to be there if he's been in bed for the whole time.
Is this your glove?
I've been looking all over for that. Where did you find it?
In the alley behind the Plough and Furrow on the night of my arrival. Were you there?
As I say, I've been bedbound for several days, Miss Bateman.
How odd.
Can I please have it back?
Here.
Thank you.
Also, his clothing was damp. Okay, so let's play this out. Somebody stole Leonard Shoulder's clothing, including his gloves, to go lurk around in the alleyway behind the plow and furrow and conceivably conk Arthur Tillman on the back of the head and drag him out and then brace the door and like lost a glove and then by the way returned the clothes to his clothesline. Like clearly something doesn't add up here, nor is it supposed to. Well, we've already started talking about my father.
Did you know my father?
I don't believe so. What's his name?
William Bateman. He was in Bewlay for at least a few days, from my understanding.
I'm sorry, lass. The name doesn't ring a bell.
Are you sure you had no idea of my father's involvement in the previous excavation?
I'm quite sure. A most fascinating coincidence, but nothing more than that.
I'm starting to wonder if it's more than mere coincidence, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman, I did not take you for a credulous individual.
I'm none of the sort.
Okay, sir, we've never met before, which also raises an interesting question. Why Thomasina? Why her? Of everybody that you could have written to in the whole world, please come excavate Hob's Barrow, and you just happen to accidentally write to the daughter of the guy who was here last time? Like, the thing is, I don't think he's lying, but his story doesn't make any sense. And look, the priest went into the woods and started puking his guts out, and you had to cut him to get him back on his feet. Arthur Tillman went into the... It's Tillman, right? Went into the... Tilson? Went into the woods and suddenly became very, like, fugue-statey and couldn't seem to focus on, like, anything that Thomasina was saying. Was sitting there, like, trying to remember things. I'm saying that this old guy, maybe there's some sort of, like, mesmer that's hanging around in the woods and getting people to do things that they don't remember. I just find it very odd because his story makes zilcho sense. But like again, just like the innkeep, the lies are so transparent. They're not the sort of lies that people make up. Not when they've had some time to prep for this. Sorry, we need to continue talking, but I'm just like, I'm trying to piece this together and like, we clearly don't have enough information yet.
Why did you invite me to excavate Hob's Barrow?
I've always been curious about the colourful folklore surrounding the place. My father told me all sorts of stories about it when I was a wee fellow. Stories that some folk around here take a little too seriously, especially after those lads entered the Barrow a while back.
What can you tell me about the previous excavation of Hob's Barrow?
Oh, it was 25 years ago, or thereabout. Back then, Bewlay were undergoing a period of great strife. Samuel Bryden hadn't harvested a single crop for 2 seasons. Even Hernwood was sick. Berries went to rot almost as quickly as they grew. Folks started to believe the ground were blighted. Disease spread through the livestock too. People were going hungry, a panic set in.
That sounds terrible.
Aye, but I managed to keep myself fed. These things happen in nature, but the blame for it all fell on Hob's Barrow. It was long said that a goblin made his home there. A rumour took root that the goblin were not best pleased with the villagers. In revenge for some unperceived slight, the goblin placed a curse on the soil itself. The villagers believed that ridding the barrow of its lodger would put an end to it all.
Hogwash. My father would have paid no heed to such tales.
Whether it were his intent to join the excavation when coming here, I do not know. But whatever it were that Samuel Bryden and those lads did inside that barrow, people say it did the trick. The crops started to grow back, and health returned to the livestock. Bewlay were no longer in the grip of dark forces. You must understand, folk here are a superstitious lot. They don't want you disturbing whatever it were those lads did. As far as the villagers are concerned, the problem were fixed. The thought of another excavation must be conjuring panic that you'll undo whatever it were they did.
This does explain a lot.
And it's also why I'd venture nobody around here wants you to touch the place.
Except for you.
I want to know what's there.
Surely you don't believe these tales of goblins and curses to be true?
Not at all. However, I suspect those lads did find something in the barrow. But did it have any connection to failing crops and dying livestock? No. I can assure you there's nothing to fear. Coincidence reigns supreme.
So what do you think they found?
That is for us to discover, Miss Bateman.
Who was the third man who joined my father and Mr. Bryden on the excavation?
I'm afraid I don't know. Although I'd heard about the excavation and I were intrigued by it, I mostly stayed at home during that time. The atmosphere in the village was rather too tense for me liking. And besides, the excavation were undertaken with an air of mystery about it.
My prediction on the third man, by the way, is Lord Panswick. I think that maybe back in the day, he wasn't much of anything. And I think the 3 men went into that barrow. One of them came out and committed suicide. One of them came out and was stricken with some sort of condition that leaves him unable to move or speak. And one of them got real rich and real powerful real quick. That's my guess on what all went down in there. Because we have a mysterious third man. And if it's somebody in town, like who in town does nobody know anything about? It's Lord Panswick. Who in town does nobody know anything about? The third man that went in for the excavation. It seems like there's a connection there. Also, hello to Grumpy, by the way. Sorry, we're in a surprisingly robust story dump all of a sudden. Also, Panda was saying, Sunganif was asking, did I take the companion crate? If I had done that, Sunganif, we would already be on the train back to London. I'm never letting go of companion crate again. And then Panda is saying, he looks like a young person in old person makeup. Okay, I want to ask about one of these two. Let's go with Hob's Barrow.
I've managed to find Hobbs Barrow, but Mr. Bryden is yet to give me permission to excavate.
Is that so? Keep trying. He'll relent eventually.
Perhaps you could have a word with him.
Oh, no. A lovely young lass such as yourself has a better chance of changing his mind than a shaky old goat like me.
You told me in your letter there would be no issue gaining access to the barrow.
I didn't foresee any when I wrote to you. I'm sorry this has been more complicated than anticipated. Don't give up yet, Miss Bateman. Keep trying with Mr. Bryden.
How did you know about me?
I saw your interview in the Bakewell Times. A young lady travelling about the land, digging up barrows. Perfect for the job.
He's got me there, like... That makes sense.
But why do you wish to excavate the barrow?
I want to see what those lads found in there. My curiosity has grown over the years. Now it is time for the mystery to be solved.
I must say I am rather eager to find out what's in there myself. Tell me more of this folklore you mention.
It is said that Hobbs Barrow is home to a goblin. Everyone in Bewlay has some version or another of this story. But the version my father told me as a child described the barrow as a thin place. The goblin were deemed to be the guardian of this so-called thin place.
What is a thin place?
A place where one can walk between worlds, where the flesh meets the spirit world. Just superstition, of course, as you well know.
Tell me more about this goblin.
Some said he were a mischievous little mite, snatching newborn lambs and smashing windows with pebbles. Others said he were friendly, there to lend a helping hand in times of strife. The latter of which makes it all the more surprising as to why the previous excavation took place. My father's stories put the goblin in the mischievous category. Saxnot, he called the creature. I recall one such anecdote, that Saxnot entered Bewlay and ordered a pair of boots to be made by the cobbler. However, when collecting them, he insisted on paying for them with a bag of sow's teeth. The cobbler was so scared of angering the goblin that he accepted.
A colourful tale indeed, Mr. Shoulder. Has any explanation been offered for why this sack's not cursed the soil?
Your guess is as good as mine, lass.
Let's work up to the dream.
This is my father's journal.
Incredible. Can I look inside?
You may.
Look at these drawings. Wonder what it all means.
You and I both. It all feels very out of character for my father.
I'm sure you'll find the answers beneath the soil, Miss Bateman.
What do you make of this strange stone?
A carving of a cockerel?
Yes, it was strapped to my father's journal. Do you think it could have something to do with the previous excavation?
Possibly, though I'm not aware of the motif having any meaning around these parts.
I had a peculiar dream last night. I met a creature at Hobbs Barrow. I suppose you might say it was a goblin. It told me it had saved my father from trouble inside Hobbs Barrow. I'll admit the coincidence of this is somewhat astounding.
A remarkable coincidence, but nothing more than that.
But there is still one thing that puzzles me. The goblin told me proof of its claims would await me in the morning. Surely enough, I awoke to find that my father's journal had appeared in my room.
Very queer indeed.
Mr. Shoulder, you invited me here, to a town I'd never heard of, only for me to discover that my own father was here 25 years before. And not only that, but that he was also embroiled in some sort of superstitious hysteria which goes against everything he ever taught me. Something is wrong here. This must be more than mere coincidence.
It's strange, I'll give you that. But please remember who you are, Miss Bateman. We're peas of the same pod, Miss Bateman. I knew you wouldn't be frightened by a few old stories. It will be interesting to see what those lads found in there.
Certainly.
Thank you so very much for responding to my letter and for coming here. We have some great discoveries to make, you and I.
I sincerely hope so.
And a chance to follow in your father's footsteps. Right, time for me to shift these old bones. I'm to take me a spot of the ploughing furrow. I'll be there all night should you need me assistance.
Thank you, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sorry again for giving you the runaround. I promise I am not beyond redemption. I won't let you down again. See you soon.
So I was literally thinking...
I'm starting to wonder if Mr. Shoulder even existed.
Yeah, I was literally thinking during that conversation, cool beans, old bro, why don't you come with me around town and we'll just walk around and I'll listen to everybody greet you as hey, Leonard, great to see you again. Leonard Shoulder, who you definitely are. Because I was starting to think maybe this is some just like random old dude who like is responsible for some stuff and heard that Thomasina was looking for him and she doesn't know who Leonard Shoulder is, so it could be anybody. But then he immediately said, I'll go down to the bar and I'll meet you there.
The day was starting to test me. The word coincidence felt insufficient to explain what was happening. It was after that first conversation with Leonard Shoulder that I started entertaining thoughts of a truly irrational nature. What if my dream wasn't just a dream? What if it was all more than simple coincidence? What if that thing really could help my father? Good day, little one. Hello? What's this? A fiddle bow? There's no string.
Almost like a wand.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours? Don't be shy. I don't mean you any harm.
We're gonna get turned into a Petikin toad.
What are you doing out here all alone on the moors? Do you live here? Would you like me to fix your bow so you can play your fiddle again? Yes? Hey! Hey! Most peculiar. Perhaps I can mend the bow for her. If memories of my childhood violin lessons serve me right, bowstring is made from animal hair, coated in a waxy resin. The strings don't vibrate without it.
Well, the good news is we've got some waxy resin, but the animal hair, Oh, there's a goat. Where did we see the goat? The goat is at the place, hold on. Bryden's. Yeah, Bryden's farm. He had a goat. That's the only animal that we've seen, so I feel like that's where we're going to get the animal hair.
What a peculiar name. The Devil's Toe. I can't quite see the resemblance myself.
Okay, so time out, because something awesome has just happened in chat. Sunganif is hypothesizing that Leonard Shoulder is the goblin, but he's locked himself out of his home and wants you to get him back into his flat. All of this is the world's most elaborate phone call to a locksmith. But Force has just gifted a sub to Panda. Force, thank you so much, and I hope you're having a great Tuesday. We were playing a fictionalized character of a centrifugal force, someone who is a person of science, but in this case is wandering a world that seems somewhat irrational. So this is the way to Leonard Shoulder's house, with its carved stone of a moon.
A carved stone has been affixed to the door. I think it depicts a crescent moon.
Okay, I don't know that there's anything else here for us.
Mr. Shoulder told me he'd be at the Plough and Furrow.
Right, let's go over. Yeah, so he took his clothes down. So, again, there's something about his story that doesn't match up. Either a single one of his gloves worked its way from this clothesline all the way over to the Plough and Furrow, or much more likely, all of his outfit was at the Plough and Furrow, and one of the gloves didn't make it back to the clothesline in time. What I don't know is why, how, what does that mean? But we're definitely going to try to get some goat hair. What I don't know is how to do that, because the goat did not want to hang out with Thomasina before. Do goats like worms? Can I take some worms?
You're coming with me, little fellow. I shall name you Kenneth.
I feel like I couldn't take the worms before. Maybe I could and I just didn't?
I've already taken one.
Oh. What do I need worms for? We haven't... Like, normally you would think of worms as, like, you go fishing with the worms.
Mummy?
Get away from the fire, Thomasina.
What are you burning?
Nothing. Just waste. Now go inside.
I feel like this very pastoral music doesn't really fit the scene anymore.
Abrax. Mummy, what is this?
Waste. Burn it.
Hello to Takarosh. Takarosh, I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. So for you and Force and anybody else who missed it, we're like pretty deep into episode 2. Episode 1 is available in a VOD. Just a quick catch up. This is Thomasina Bateman. She is an antiquarian. Sorry, I keep in my head confusing antiquarian with equestrian, which is something very different. She's an antiquarian who has been brought out to this remote village to excavate a burial mound called Hob's Barrow, and we're learning a whole lot about her own personal family history here.
Good day, Mr. Bryden.
Miss?
I'll
stop you there. I know what you're going to ask. No, I haven't changed my mind. There'll be no digging here, lass.
Mr. Bryden, allow me to explain. There has been an astonishing development this morning.
Yes?
My father was with your brother during the excavation.
Oh.
Yes. Can you believe it? I had no idea he had been here.
The answer's still no, lass. I saw what happened to poor Samuel. I won't risk the same happening to anyone else.
But...
That's enough now. You can feast your eyes on that hovel to your heart's content, but there'll be no digging.
We could threaten him with a knife. Oh, let's show him the journal.
Look, Mr. Bryden, my father's journal. It confirms he was with your brother during the excavation of Hob's Barrow.
Ha! Take that away from me. I'll be having none of that.
Okay, he might recognize the stone.
What do you make of this stone, Mr. Bryden? It was strapped to my father's journal.
Wait a minute. Let me see that. By God. Wait here a moment. I need to get something from inside.
I waited for what felt like an age. I now realise that Mr. Bryden must have been in a great debate with himself, wondering whether or not to share his own piece of the mystery with me. The goat stared at me, seemingly in pity, as I stood there in that rolling fog. Finally, Mr. Bryden emerged.
Now then, as far as I know, what I have here is the only thing that Samuel brought back from Barrow. Take a look.
Incredible! A pear!
That's been in my drawer ever since Samuel passed. I suppose it might be important, so I kept it safe. Fate is clearly playing a part in your arrival, lass.
Please, Mr. Bryden, allow me to excavate Hob's Barrow, a place that is no more than dirt and stone.
You're not gonna give up, are you, lass?
I'm not.
Samuel managed to say one thing about those men that helped him. I think it's time I tell you.
Yes?
He stuttered out that one of those fellows could barely walk after they got out of there. Tongue-tied too, the man were.
My father?
You what?
My father. He had an accident around 25 years ago that left him bedbound and unable to talk.
Aye, could be him.
My mother told me it happened in a horse riding accident.
Samuel boarded up that barrow for a reason. Something unnatural occurred, I know it.
Mr. Bryden, we must rely on our rational faculties to explain any...
Promise me you'll be careful. Any sign of trouble, leave without hesitation and we board that accursed place up again. Understood?
Wait, you're giving me permission to excavate?
Aye. Against me better judgment. I don't have the energy to stop you, lass.
Thank you so much. I am grateful.
Don't make me regret my decision. Take Samuel's stone.
Are you sure?
Aye. Give it back to me when you're finished, though.
I promise. Thank you. I'll be sure to show you my discoveries, Mr. Bryden.
I'd rather you don't. Now then, I've got things to get on with.
I don't suppose you can spare any labour to help me with the dig?
Don't push your
luck. I was gonna say.
Market's on today. Plenty of able-bodied men about. Ta-ra now.
And like that, I finally had permission to excavate Hob's Barrow. As exciting as that was, I was distracted by what Mr. Bryden said of his brother's associate. There was no doubt in my mind that father was the stricken man he spoke of. You told me he was crippled after coming off his horse. Why did you lie to me? To protect me? To stop me from following in his footsteps? You failed. And so did Charles Bryden. He should have said no. You should have never given me that stone.
Another thing is that in those little cutaways there, like the narration beats, it's been established that Thomasina is recounting these events to her mother. What the conditions of that are, we're not 100% sure. The game opens with a scene of her, in what appears to be London, approaching a hospital of some kind and going inside. I thought she was going there to visit her father as an adult, but maybe it's her mother. Maybe her mother's in the hospital now. Also, so Panda had asked, did one of the plates have a goat? Sungnif said no, but there's an additional plate in Thomasina's hotel room, And I'm trying to remember if that one has a goat. I don't know what that would do for us, but it's a good question. Okay. Meh. Okay. I don't feel like I have anything that is appealing to a goat. I can try the worm on the goat. Do goats like worms?
I should leave the goat alone.
Okay, can I...
This is not mine to take. The empty bucket smells...
Yeah, we may not have what we need here. Let me just try, like, the fiddle bow on the animal, because maybe she'll realize that he has animal hair.
Goat hair is much too coarse to be used for bowstring.
Oh, well, that shuts me up. So maybe there'll be a horse at the, Yeah, that kind of torpedoed my whole idea. At the market day. And also, he literally said, oh, if you want some help at Hob's Barrow, you gotta go to the market.
Hello? Is anyone home? He's not answering.
Something if we're saying goat hair isn't long enough. Well, so I was thinking that, like, you know, like cotton strands aren't very long until you weave them together into something longer. I thought that maybe they...
Here lies Margaret Tillett.
Oops.
Today she danced...
Sorry, we already looked at all of these. I don't know, maybe you, like, weave the goat hair somehow, but if it's also too coarse... Oh, right, there might be, the service might be going on, No, still nobody. Yeah, Father Roach said that there might be, like, a scripture study going on, but I guess not yet. This is not the world's most bustling market day.
Good day.
Hey up.
Does the name Saxnot mean anything to you?
Never heard of it. What is it?
Never mind. I met a girl at the Devil's Toe. She gave me this broken fiddle bow.
Ah, well, you've experienced the local folklore firsthand then, lass.
What do you make of these stones?
Don't look like out to me.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Okay, I might have... Maybe I was supposed to go to Hob's Barrow. I felt like we got a direction to come back here, but it doesn't look like Market Day has started yet.
Joe, perhaps you've had enough sugar?
Don't you start an all.
How many more sugar cubes is he going to add to his tea? He'll have no teeth left by the end of the day. Hello?
Oh, aye, she's back again. Can't a man drink his tea in peace? There's nought for you here, lass.
Horrible man. How many more sugar cubes is he going to add to his tea? He'll have no teeth left by the end of the day.
Well, hold on. Goats like sugar. Can I have some sugar cubes?
Hands off me, sugar.
I think this is supposed to be for all the patrons, sir.
I said hands off.
Come on, Joe. Be nice to our visitors.
Ha! This place has gone to buggery.
Oh, we did get a sugar cube. Okay, hold on. Yeah, goats like sugar. I don't know why I want to interact with the goat, since the only reason I wanted to do that was to get the goat hair, but...
Just looking at it makes my teeth hurt. Hello again, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman.
Mr. Bryden has given me permission to excavate Hob's Barrow.
Marvellous. I'm sorry you've had to sort all this out in my absence. When do we start?
Tomorrow, I hope. But first I need to recruit some locals to assist with the dig. It's too much work for me to do on my own.
I see. Bewlay has its fair share of strapping young lads. You'll find assistance, Miss Bateman.
What else can you tell me about this Saxnot?
Try not to worry yourself too much with these old stories. Leave those to the locals, Miss Bateman.
Have others spoken of goblins appearing in their dreams?
A dream is a dream, that is all. They merely make for good stories.
I know.
But to answer your question, no. not to my knowledge.
What else can you tell me about the previous excavation?
I think I covered it earlier, Miss Bateman. As you yourself said, it were a time of superstitious hysteria.
Hello to Salmalander. Oh, and Panda's using one of the Miyamotes. Don't you dare touch the cat. Oh, wait, is the cat on screen? There is a cool cat. I will note that the cat reportedly smells like a sewer, so we don't pet the cat, but we admire him from afar.
What was it like living in that period of hysteria?
I kept to myself. It didn't really affect me. My hens stayed healthy and their eggs kept me well fed. If one can keep a level head in such situations, one can get by.
Indeed. Is there anything else I should be aware of before my own excavation? No other ghouls I should be worried about?
You know the answer to that. The corruption in that soil were all in the minds of men.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sure the locals have filled you in already, lass.
You cut quite the mysterious figure. Most had little to say.
It's true. I do tend to keep my head down. When one gets to my age, one grows very comfortable in one's home. I like the isolation of the moors. I wouldn't change it for anything.
I take it you don't get many visitors.
Oh no, nobody bothers me. That's the perk of living so far out, huh? Just me and me hens. I used to come into Bewlay more often, back before my health went to bugger, eh?
I don't think that I would enjoy living like miles and miles and miles of travel by foot away from anybody because, yeah, you get sick or injured. People might not even realize that you're not around unless you keep a very regular schedule. Also, it turns out, so I'd missed it. Sunganif had said, use, was it cat guts to string the bow? How dare you? I mean, among other things, the cat gut would probably smell really bad too. I don't know that the Devil's Daughter there would mind.
What do you think of Bewlay?
Whilst one could consider the villagers to be rather unenlightened, this place has its charm. The market's in town today. You can see that folk want fun out here.
I wonder, I'm curious, when we restring the fiddle and give it to the girl, will we get a fiddle song? Because I really hope that we do.
Is there anything else I should know about Hob's Barrow, Mr. Shoulder?
No, lass. I'm certain we will know a lot more about it by this time tomorrow.
I hope so. What do you make of Lord Panswick?
His lordship is an important man in Bewlay, as I'm sure you have gathered. His family has commanded much respect here for many generations.
Do you respect him as a leader?
I do. He wants the best for the village. Without his influence, the railway line would have never come through here.
Does he want more visitors?
Aye, I believe so. He has great ambitions for Bewlay and wants to share them with the world.
What are Lord Panswick's plans for Bewlay?
He's rebuilding an old chapel on his estate. He seeks to bring God back to these lands.
But what of St. Edmunds? I think Father Roach might argue God has never left.
Indeed. Let's leave such arguments to them, shall we?
I guess I'm not interested in engaging in the argument and more learning what the nature of the argument is. I mean, sure, they might be different sects of a religion or different religions altogether, but to just have that clarified would sure be very helpful.
If you don't mind me asking, what is the nature of your ongoing illness?
Oh, just the ravages of age. Getting off this bench will be a small battle in itself. Something you won't need to worry about for many a year, Miss Bateman.
Growing old is a blessing and a curse. And what of your recent fever?
An ordeal it were. So much tossing and turning. But I'm right as rain now, especially after a mug of ale. Don't worry about me.
I still have questions about your gloves, sir.
What do you think of Charles Bryden?
He is a decent man. It must have been hard for him after that terrible business with his brother.
Without a doubt. I must say I had assumed you had at least spoken to him about my visit.
Sorry, lass. I had no intention of giving you the runaround. Again, I can only apologise.
What do you make of Mildred Walker?
Who?
I believe she's also known as Mother Mildred.
Oh, we used to get about when we were children. Our paths have not crossed in a long while.
Thank you for your time.
Aye, Miss Bateman. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
So, I'm thinking that these aren't letters, but maybe they're Greek letters. I wanted to look at this one too. So W could be Walker, Mildred Walker. A for Adam doesn't make any sense if that's her brother, who may or may not have survived childbirth. I don't know what this star is also. So I wanted to see if that is a goat plate in here.
A decorative plate depicting a goat.
Yeah, there you go. So we do have a goat plate. I don't know if
I don't
that's
wish to take it.
anything more than just a decorative plate, but yeah, I figured there was a goat plate. I had a vague memory of seeing one somewhere.
Found old Leonard, I see.
Yes, finally. Does the name Saxnot mean anything to you?
No, I can't say it does.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Hello there.
Yes?
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Ted? Ted Cross?
Pleased to meet you.
Likewise.
This game has a million characters.
Are you a local, Mr. Cross?
Oh no, I'm just passing through. I'm a musician. Just myself, me guitar and me horse.
Are you a travelling musician?
Aye. I've been playing a new song tonight. I've just finished the lyrics.
What's it about?
You'll have to come listen.
What do you make of Bewlay?
Can't say that I know much about this place. I don't usually travel this far south.
I see. Have you heard of a place called Hob's Barrow?
Can't say I have, miss. What is it?
Never mind. Thank you for your time.
Make sure you watch my performance later, won't you?
I'll try.
Yeah, hold on. Are we gonna get stricken on Twitch for your performance?
I don't need to use the filter.
Okay. So, I think no, why would we go to Hob's Barrow right now? So, in terms of finding another animal, we haven't... Oh! I think I found a second animal.
Horsehair would make fine bowstring. She almost took my head off. A fine specimen. She's well looked after.
Okay, I have an idea. Rather than use the sugar on the goat...
Here, girl. Eat this. Good girl.
Okay.
Hopefully that's gained some trust between us.
Okay, now, when I use the knife, I really want to clarify it's on the hair, not on the horse's flanks.
I've managed to cut off a few lengthy strands.
Okay.
It's Herbert, the local stray.
And now, if we combine the... Wait, where's the horsehair? Oh, it's very dark. Okay, yeah, the horsehair with the waxy resin.
There we are. This should make sufficient bowstring now.
Bowstring. And now bowstring with fiddle. Bow. And now when it fades back in, she'll finish the bow and the horse will kick her to death.
I've done it. The bowstring seems to hold on sufficiently.
I feel like you could give me all the resources in the world and I would not successfully string a fiddle bow. Sungniff did call it. He said, see? Wait, was that... Hold on, was that horse manure on the ground? Yeah.
I certainly don't wish to touch it. Fresh and steamy. Delightful.
Okay, so if I... Whoop, sorry, hold on.
Fresh, I believe a horse to be the culprit.
So that was supposed to be our clue. I went back there because you guys know I've checked that alley every single time I've come back to town. So now we should go give the bow to the girl. Because I was like, I don't have a reason to go back yet. I haven't, like, done anything since our last visit. I mean, I didn't go to Hob's Barrow. But now we've got the bowstring. I always get confused on which direction it is. Yeah, okay, this is where we want to go. Oh, something says lick it. The fiddle bow or the excrement? Because both seem very gross.
Look what I have for you.
If we get muted for that, oh. I was going to say, if we get muted for that on Twitch, I'm going to be very, very angry. Hello to Fox McCloud.
My head is spinning. What happened? Hello? Where did she go? The girl has left her fiddle behind. The girl left her fiddle behind. I'll take it with me in case I see her again. I want to understand what just happened. The fiddle and bow, left to me by the young girl at the Devil's Toe.
I love doing adventure games where, like, we're taking actions with not very much understanding of what they mean.
The Devil's Toe, a local landmark.
Panda was asking what year is it. So we spent some time in the first episode trying to work that out based on some comments they made about like which, like a railway that was just put in. We've worked it out to being sometime between 1830, 1840 up through 1870, 1875. And that was based on, in the first episode, there was a big conversation about, I guess Bewlay is a fictional place, but it's close enough to real places like Bakewell and one other place that when you like, oh, Derbyshire, somebody in chat, and please forgive me for not remembering, was like, oh, well, that railway, who was that? Why am I not remembering his name right now? Telrea. Yeah, Telrea had been, oh, well, that railway was put in, you know, during these years, so it would be sometime in there. Let's go up to Hob's Barrow, because we haven't actually been here.
Someone has carved the letters A.
Okay, we still don't know what that means. And, like, when we look at it, though, it's not like... Okay, we don't have any slots where we put in oval stones or anything.
Finally, we shall excavate tomorrow. Though first, I need to find some workmen to assist me.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Because she fell asleep, it's later in the day, and now the market will be happening. And Panda was saying, I wonder, how many years she slept for. She wakes up. Leonard Shoulder's been dead for 5 years. The little girl is now running the inn. Okay, so when does market day start then? This is a rhetorical question. Well, we could show the fiddle to the traveling musician. He might like it. We could also check the church again. Oh, and we could check the woods. Remember, what's his face? Arthur Tillman. We could go see what he's up to.
Hello there.
Yes?
Is that your horse stationed in the alley?
Aye. Thistlecrack is her name.
That's an unusual name for a horse.
Aye. It were what she were called when I bought her. Glutton would be a better name. She likes her treats. But it feels wrong to change it.
Thank you for your time.
Make sure you watch my performance later, won't you?
I'll try.
Can I join in with this?
I'm not sure they would be interested.
Yeah, musicians don't like musical instruments. So we could ask people about the
I have
girl.
nothing else to ask.
Nope.
There's nothing else.
No. Okay. I don't think she'll want to talk.
Good day.
I'm still setting up.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We could ask the, Oh, wait, there was the story. We could stop by the cobbler. Remember that we heard a story that Saxnot was, like, had some
There's
boots
nothing
made
else
at the cobbler? Maybe the cobbler's finally in the store.
No one here.
Okay. We could check the vicar's house. Wait, no. Arg. I want to go here.
I don't think anyone is home.
Some kind was saying, well, he's a guitar player and violins are fairly different. But you would at least think, like, if you were, like, to strike up a conversation with a musician about another musical instrument, he might at least, like, have a comment on it. To me, anyway.
It's locked.
Even up to and including, why are you showing me that? I'm a guitar player. Let's go check on Arthur Tillman? Tillett. He is gone. Oh, but we do know that he works down at the station. Let's go talk to Mother Mildred. Maybe she has something to say about the fiddle or the stones. Is there more resin, or... And we can't go over there, right? No. Like, I couldn't mouse during that when the fox was there.
Hello again.
Yes?
Mr. Shoulder told me about a folk tale associated with Hob's Barrow. It tells of Saxnot, a goblin. Are you familiar with it?
No doubt there is such a tale. Name any beastie you can think of, and someone round here will have a story about it.
My thoughts precisely. Farewell.
Well, hold on before you kneel back down.
I don't wish to give...
Okay. Let's show her the new stone that we picked up.
Good day. Do you know anything about this stone?
C-A-Z. Haven't a clue. Perhaps it's an old folk trinket, or a talisman of some kind.
Let's try the other one. I think we asked her about it, but...
I've already shown her.
Right. Trowel, key, letters, chisel, journal. We did show her the journal.
I've already shown her.
Okay. The worm, I don't know. Like, worms, in a game like this, you would think that the worm would be used for fish. Like, that's sort of like the natural video game logic. We can look in the...
I shan't be visiting the badgers again. I was lucky to escape intact.
Okay. Maybe we won't go visit the hole. I was going to say that we still have, like, our lantern lit, so we could go in there. I'll admit, if you randomly walked up to me in a pub and showed me a violin, I'd be interested. Not because it's an instrument, but because it's such a peculiar thing to do. Yeah, like, I mean, it's a great conversation piece, isn't it? You just walk up to some rando in a public place, hey, check this out. And you just show them the violin, or the fiddle, I guess. No, don't play it, by the way, just show it to them. What do you think? You ever seen one like this, huh?
I don't think anyone...
Okay, this is where Cyril lives, and we actually have not seen Cyril at any point today that I remember.
Bugger off!
Ah, the unmistakable charm of old Cyril.
Okay, well, either he's still kicking or he's doing a Ferris Bueller-style tape recording of his greatest hits. Panda saying, I bet badgers like worms. Oh, he's not here. Bewlay Station is closed for the time being due to track damage between Bewlay and Bakewell. We apologize for any inconvenience caused. Midland Railway.
If I take the sun... It seems an age ago that I arrived in Bewlay.
And we can't, like, there's no place to walk up here, right? Okay,
A door of...
We've checked the woods. So there is one conversation that we never had, and we can go to the church. There is one conversation that we never had, which was with Madam... What the hell was it? I cannot... Duplancy. Mrs. Duplancy, about Father Roach's health, but we passed the whole day without doing it, so...
It's...
And still it's not... research time. Yeah, no, we looked at all this stuff, and unless I want to put worms into the box queues... Oh, you know what? Did I... I don't think that I tried to show the fiddle to Mr. Shoulder. He might care about it. Or, hell, I mean, the blacksmith might too.
I have nothing else. I don't wish to give that.
Yeah, well, I don't want you to give it away either. I just figured that he might have a comment on it.
I've already shown...
So, let's take a look. So we've got a stone now of two serpents. They're facing opposite ways. C-A-Z. If we take a look in the journal, there's... Okay, hold on. Two snakes around a crescent moon. There's a crescent moon on... There's a crescent moon on Mr. Shoulder's door, and that's the only place that I've seen it. I don't know why that would be helpful. When the sun and the two moons meet, the guardian shall be defeated. That doesn't really sound like here's a way to get into Mr. Shoulder's house. For thou art the moon, the chief of the stars. Listen to the things I've said. Follow the words of my mouth. Reveal thyself to me. I really don't feel like this is meant for us to do right now. Let's try two things. A, let's try showing the violin to Mr. Shoulder.
I don't wish to give... I don't think Stanley...
Okay. I can't use violin on me. No. Wally's gone. We'll knock the door, but I don't expect to find him. The other thing we can do is go to the door with the crescent moon and try to use the two snake stone on it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, that's not a puzzle that we've been introduced that's something we should be trying to do. But we keep waiting for market day, and it keeps not happening. Door, plaque, sign, window box, enter, woman, door. And then over here we've got the cross, sign, door, cart, bucket. Why was it that said... Or sorry, who was it that said the goblin's daughter played the fiddle at the toe thingy? I think that was... Leonard Shoulder. I think it was. Either that or it was the... So I'm really trying to think about that. Who was it who said that? Oh! Well, this is something. He wasn't here before.
Hello, dear.
Good day.
Sydney, Must you be so unruly? Run along home now, won't you?
So this might be the guy that I thought was Lord Panswick and may still be. He seems very finely dressed as far as we can tell from this art style.
I believe we've met.
Miss Thomasina Bateman, the famous antiquarian.
My reputation precedes me.
I can assure you it does.
And you are?
James.
Are you a painter?
You see this beck before you. Look at the water. See how it tumbles and falls. I seek one spot on which my eyes can rest, be it a stone or a small corner of the current. I meet it with my gaze, and out of the tumbling and falling, a new land rises. I see a new world.
You certainly have the eloquence of an artist. What are you painting?
A new world.
Quite the ambition.
Indeed, my ambition knows no bounds.
Can I see it?
Not yet. It's not finished. Such a world is not complete without you in it.
You flatter me, James.
Nonsense. Say you'll let me paint you.
I haven't even seen your work. What if you can't paint?
Don't fret, my dear. You shall be the shining star of my new world. When the time comes, I shall call on thee.
Okay, was there an era of human conversation where this was charming and not incredibly creepy?
Was that your dog?
Yes, his name is Sidney. Quite the excitable pup. Don't mind his bark. The little fellow wouldn't hurt a fly.
What do you make of this stone?
Oh. It's antique. You might want to keep a hold of it.
Do you know Leonard Shoulder?
A man of Bewlay?
Yes.
I care not for the men of Bewlay. Only for the visitors.
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
A fine gentleman. Now that is someone who commands respect.
Do you know him personally?
No, I don't think anyone can really claim that. But what a tiring subject. Shall we discuss something a little more exciting?
Would you like to see something? I guarantee you'll find it quite interesting.
Do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
I'd like to know more about you, Thomasina. What time do you like to rise in the morning? How do you like your tea? What makes you happy?
So here's one of those examples where my reaction to this is very different than Thomasina's. I find this guy creepy and super off-putting, regardless of whether or not there's a goblin or anything supernatural happening here in Bewlay or not. This guy sucks, and I don't want to hang out with him. She seems to find him very charming. This is our second interaction with this guy, and she seems to be into it. So to, like, follow through with the character, I'm gonna do a little flirting. I really don't like him.
Well, I like to rise early and watch the sunrise.
With your husband, I'm sure.
No, I'm currently unentangled.
Such a view should be shared with at least a lover.
Do you deem yourself fit for this position?
Indubitably. But do go on. How do you like your tea?
Hot, with just a splash of milk.
No sugar, of course.
No sugar.
It rots the teeth. Your smile is as dazzling as the Himalayan snow.
Oh, James.
And finally, what makes you happy?
Spending time with my father.
I should like to meet him.
Perhaps you will. And you, James? I propose the same queries to you.
All in good time. My truths will surround you in good time.
Goodbye.
See you soon, my dear.
Oh my god, we're gonna wind up skinned. Like, this guy... Okay, is there anything else that we should do?
I don't wish to give that away. Good day, James.
My dear.
How is your painting coming along?
Quite well, but it needs more work. I'm aching to show you, but I must restrain myself.
Goodbye.
See you soon, my dear.
Panda was saying, to be frank, she was asking too many questions too. That is true. It's in games like this, you do tend to be like weirdly forward. Can we throw a worm at him? So I don't know what that got us. Okay, and you can't go across the beck. All right. There's truly nothing else that we can do there. He's not interested in the violin. I can't imagine that, like, the key would be helpful. Does that barking dog represent something that we should care about? It seems to have stopped now. And this just leads back to the train station. Okay, well, we found that guy. Okay, so we do still have one other lead that we can go. Okay, Miss Tompkins is here now.
Hello, Miss Tompkins.
Hello.
We weren't introduced earlier. My name is Thomasina.
Ma'am?
How do you fare, Miss Tompkins?
I'm waiting for Mr. Ambrose. Have you seen him?
Who's that?
The milkman. Ms. Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've no milk for his lordship.
I'm afraid I haven't seen him. Who is Miss Fenchurch?
His lordship's housekeeper.
You are in the employ of Lord Panswick?
Aye. He employs Arthur Bewlay in one way or another.
I'm in need of some help for my excavation. Do you think his lordship could lend me some of his labourers?
Maybe.
Might you introduce me to him?
Sorry, ma'am, but his lordship doesn't take visitors. Any road, I must wait here for Mr. Ambrose. Ms. Fenchurch will be ever so cross if I've no milk for his lordship.
If Mr. Ambrose doesn't turn up, and I find you some milk, would you be able to introduce me to Lord Panswick?
His lordship really doesn't like visitors, ma'am.
I'll take the risk.
Miss Fenchurch will be cross with me. But she'll be even crosser if I come back without fresh milk.
So, do we have a deal?
Aye. Bring me some milk, and I'll take you to his lordship.
Thank you.
But hopefully, Mr. Ambrose will arrive soon.
Okay, so I know a goat. The goat is next to a bucket of old rancid milk. That makes me want to wash out the bucket somehow, except I haven't been allowed to take it before. So let's remember to go check out the goat. Maybe we can get some milk.
Have you been waiting long for Mr. Ambrose?
Aye, he should have been here a good 2 hours ago. He's here every market day, you see. He sells only the freshest milk. Miss Fenchurch swears by it. I hope misfortune hasn't befallen him on his way here.
I'm sure he will turn up.
Oh, I hope so.
What do you make of these stones?
Oh, gives me the creeps.
Why?
Dunno, just a feeling.
And hello to Jelly Buns. Jelly Buns, I hope you're having a great Tuesday so far.
Are you familiar with Hobbs Barrow?
What's that?
Never mind. I'll let you know if I find some fresh milk.
Thank you, ma'am. But tell me if you see Mr. Ambrose, won't you?
I will.
Oh, and by the way, right then when I was thinking like, okay, I have to go remember to get milk, we actually have a to-do menu up here that I should have been consulting when I wasn't sure what to do. But now we know we're gonna go get some milk. I don't know how to make friends with the goat because we took our sugar cube and gave it to the horse, but there's got to be something that we can do.
Can I interest you in a pie? Finest mutton in all the county. 2p each.
No, thank you.
You're missing out.
Good day.
Freshly picked apples, miss. Would you like to try one on the house like?
Yes. The goat will like the apple.
Yes, please.
Here you are, miss.
The apple looks somewhat rotten. It's riddled with holes.
But this guy looks like such a up and up produce seller.
Good day.
Fresh produce.
What have you got for sale?
I'm selling meat, vegetables, and all sorts of herbs and things. You're welcome to have a gander.
I'll be sure to browse. Do you have any milk for sale?
Not today, sorry.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra, miss.
I want to get a me acting for some of these characters. So we're gonna give the apple, the apple to the goat to get the milk is my guess. Okay, he's not doing his performance yet. Okay, yeah, let's go get the milk. I feel like we have a good plan here. Now, the only thing is, the bucket that's there is all, like, it smells of rancid milk. So that seems like a bad place to put fresh milk. There's another bucket right here, but I don't think I'm allowed to take it.
The bucket is rusty and full of holes.
Oh, also it sucks. It's a bad bucket. Well, I was going to stop, but let's keep going. I was going to go see if, Mr. Henry Long was available. So, step one, let's see if he's there, because we might have to ask him for permission to milk his goat and take it.
What do you want?
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
If you can get any milk out of old Eunice, you're welcome to it.
Eunice?
Me goat. Good luck.
Yeah, let me just back up in here. Oh, okay. Now, hold on. Does it still say that it reeks?
The empty bucket smells of rancid milk.
Okay, so, I mean, I can do it, but I'd really like to wash it out, and the only place that I know of that I can do it would be in the Beck. So, forgive me if this seems stupid, but I'm going to use human logic, and it may not be in line with...
I should try my hand at milking be braved.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she won't let us go. I'm thinking to myself, we use bucket on Beck and wash it out. But she doesn't want to go. Okay. Apple on goat.
Hey, girl. Would you like an apple? The grumpy thing isn't interested.
Okay, can we use worm on apple?
The worm has found a new home within the holes of the rotten apple.
Okay, that helps us 0%. Do you want a wormy apple? It's worse.
Hey, girl. Would you like an apple? The grumpy thing isn't interested.
Okay, what the hell am I supposed to do with this?
The worm is happy in his new home.
What if we put apple in bucket?
No, that's not it.
No. Can we cut up the apple?
No, that won't achieve anything useful.
Okay. Can we use apple on ground and just, like, set it down? No. So we can't leave. This is good that we can't go, because it means that whatever the solution is has to be here. What the hell else do goats like? Do goats like music?
I should leave the goat alone.
Jelly Buns loves herbs and things from that market seller. Foxbun says, yum, unrefrigerated meat. It's best when just left out in the air. Jelly Buns is saying, I love the way he just backs up into the darkness like Homer Simpson into the bush. And Jelly Buns is saying, pee on yourself is how male goats do foreplay. Is that... That sounds too strange to not be true. So again, just to verify, we can't leave. It's good if we can't, because it means that I have to do it here.
I should try my hand, be brave.
Oh, we can go north. Does the goat like that stone?
Finally, both first. Finally, both.
Okay. Can I use spade on Barrow?
In good time.
No, she's waiting. The anticipation is the best part of breaking open an old burial mound.
Well, did you try to milk her?
Not yet.
Come on, you can use me bucket.
You'll have to find it on your own, though. Oh, wait, are we just supposed to use bucket? Hold on. Use bucket on goat?
All right, we are doing this. I'm not sure what that was. I don't know what's happening to me. All this superstitious nonsense must be getting to my head.
I think you just got Black Phillip'd. Oh, the panda beat me to it. That goat is Black Phillip confirmed. I'm so glad. So when we watched The Witch, we were like at my friend HW's and we all watched it together, and he did not care for the movie that much on that viewing, at least. I don't know if his opinion has changed over the years, but I'm so glad to have seen it. Hello to Drienne! Sorry, Drienne, we just had a weird jump scare and stuff, and it was very unsettling. Drienne, thank you so much for the Subnautica stream earlier today. You have a hell of a base. It's way more elaborate than anything that I've ever built. So, should we just try it again? Or are we going to go even more mad with this idea?
I'm not going near that thing again.
What, seriously? We're now anti-goat? I still need the milk, though.
I'm not going near...
No, she's anti-Black Phillip. Excuse me, I want to lodge a complaint about your goat. Panda wants to milk the horse.
Well, did you get any milk out of her?
I tried, and failed miserably.
She's a temperamental beast.
Perhaps you could milk her for me?
I'd like to help you, lass, but I've just had a flare-up in me joints. I worked myself too hard this morning. I couldn't bend down to save myself.
Is there anything I can do to help?
My wife would say I'm beyond any help, I'm certain of that. But if you know of any remedies for aching joints, please send them my way.
I'll see what I can do, Mr. Bryden.
I'm going to rest for a while. Ta-ra now.
You know what I've heard really helps with that? A worm-eaten apple. You should really try it. It'll guarantee flare down your joints. Hello to Marquack. So, the good news is I don't know anything about muscle and joint pain, but I know somebody who does, and we are now suddenly allowed to leave. I like the Thomasina's summation of those events where I tried to milk Black Phillip and it failed miserably. Because it's true. It is arguably the worst that it could have gone.
It's locked.
But yeah, Drienne, I know that you had to stop for lunch. I was bummed when I stepped away for a few moments and came back and you'd rated out to... Was it somebody new? It seemed like you were, like, introducing yourself. And they were playing a board game that I was very unfamiliar with. Marquack, I hope you had a great Tuesday, and it looks like we're getting another scene.
Daddy, I have something for you. I do hope you remember it. I've taken great care of it. I'll fetch it for you now, all right? Daddy, you must remember this. The day that started it all. It's the red urn you buried in the garden for me. My first ever excavation. Where should I put it?
What about right here?
Mother took away all the knickknacks that used to sit on these shelves. The pot might look nicer a little closer to the light anyway. Perfect. It will catch the light from your lamp so nicely. There. I'm going to become a great barrow digger just like you. I hope the pot reminds you of those adventures we had together when I was a child, and how thankful I am for everything you've taught me. Now I must tell you about my visit to Pallinghurst. I found an arrowhead.
Jellybuns was saying that herbs are good for joints. Yes, we made the acquaintance of a local herbalist. Some might call her a witch, although I don't think her name is Thomason. Marquardt was asking, do you think it's a coincidence, or is it a coincidence that the lead character in The Witch is named Thomason? I had completely forgotten that, Marquardt, but yes, it probably is. This is a new release. It could have some Black Phillip or witch references in it. Yeah, this just came out at the end of last year. Also, Dran was saying that the streamer that they rated to was a brand new one that Panda had suggested. I didn't get a chance to hang out very much in it, but it seemed like a nice person.
Good day.
Yes?
I mean, let's ask about the milk, but then it's the aches that we're actually here for.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
No, sorry.
Not to worry. Do you know of any remedies for aching joints?
You're too young to be suffering from this, surely.
It's for someone else, Mr. Bryden.
Yes. I know just the poultice.
Capital. May I have some?
Well, I don't have the ingredients, I'm afraid.
What do you need to make it?
It's a simple blend made of natural elements. Elderflower and flirtwort. I can make the poultice for you if you bring me these things. Then it just needs to be applied directly to the joints. That should ease his burden.
Thank you. Where can I find some flirtwort?
Flirtwort is not commonly found around Bewlay. It's a perennial shrub that bears small white flowers. You might find some growing out on moors if you're lucky.
Thank you.
So here's the issue. I'm relatively sure that I've seen some. Oh, you know what? There's a shrub by the beck. I bet that's going to have one of these things.
Where can I find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few elder plants growing here in Herne Wood, but they've long since gone. Nowadays, you might find the shrub growing within a hedgerow or a private garden.
I see. What does elderflower look like?
Elderflowers are small, white, and grow in clumps on the elder shrub. Elder shrubs can grow in all shapes and sizes. Just look out for the clumps of tiny white flowers.
Farewell.
Okay, so there's a shrub, and I'm sure that if these berries were one of them, she would have pointed that out.
What are those berries you're picking?
An ancient breed, no good for eating. However, they do have some medicinal qualities.
I see.
Oh, darn, hold on. Rather than blowing through here, I doubt that it's going to be like right here in the area, but we're going to look. Panda was saying he likes to analyze games similar to both you and Drienne. Oh, that streamer. I wanted to ask if he'd raid to you, but I'm too new in his community to feel comfortable doing that. Yeah, I sorry, hold on. Sorry, that came up very suddenly. I had to cough. I'm the same way. I really like it. Like, if I don't have somebody to raid, I love it if I open it up to the community and people have a recommendation. But I'm similar to you with that, Panda, where I'm like, I don't know if it's cool. Like absent being directly asked, and even then, shrub.
This looks like it might be elderflower. I'll take some.
Okay, we're already 50% towards a cure for your aches and pains. Now, hold on. Can I wash out the bucket? Seriously.
I'm not sure what that would achieve.
Just in case anybody came out late.
The empty bucket smells of rancid milk.
Yeah, it smells awful. So, Well, let's take a look around. So she said that one of the things could be in like a kept garden.
Excuse me, Miss Bateman. I'm in something of a hurry. Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. Which work is that quote from?
Romeo and Juliet. Oh, he's gone.
Also, he already asked us of Romeo and Juliet. Jelly Buns likes the way that that I break down games. Like I've said, I really appreciate that. Because I like to try to make sure... I'm coughing all of a sudden. Alright, pause here for 1 second. Apparently I need to get a drink. And I have one. I just have to, like, actually make use of it. Are we playing the Bible of Shakespeare? There are... So, the Friar, Father... Roach... I'm literally keeping a list of characters so I can remember who's who, because there's so many of them. Father Roach, in the previous episode, had a mini quiz of, like, Shakespeare quotes, and I got them all correct because of how much I definitely know Shakespeare and wasn't guessing. Alright, hopefully... I always try to keep a drink when I'm streaming, just in case. So we've got lots of headstones and a fresh grave. I don't feel like we're meant to do anything with the fresh grave, but just in case...
I may be a barrow digger, but I am no grave robber.
No. Okay. There's a couple other places that we can look for, like, the plants. Oh, and by the way, obviously when you see me doing that, is I'm holding down the space bar, and she's, like, looking for any interactive options. Oh, and this is so stupid, but let me just try to use the Twin Snakes stone on this. It's a very Resident Evil sort of thing, but...
No, that won't achieve anything.
Right, yeah. I didn't think that was gonna work, but... Okay, so we've searched up past Leonard Shoulder's house. Fox McCloud asked, why did the father walk up if you're in a hurry, quote a story, ask a question, and then walk away? If I was to guess, Fox McCloud, he's going into the woods to puke. Because that was our first encounter with Father Roche. He was in the woods, and Thomasina, like, saw him, and he went, and he just, like, lost his lunch right there on the ground. Oh, wait, what if... I don't know why we care about this crow, but what if we throw the worm-eaten apple to the crow? I mean, birds don't like apples, but they like worms.
That's a peculiar idea.
Okay, well, do you have a better one, Thomasina? Feel free to speak up. I'm gonna go up to the Barrow as well. I think there might be a plant up there. Okay. Yeah, we can't milk the goat ourselves because we go a little loopy. By the way, I don't know exactly at what point Drienne stopped in, but I really hope it was during the, like, nightmare scene with, like, Black Phillip and the body hanging from the tree, and, like, that was the first thing they saw of this game. Okay. But yeah, Drienne, I don't always get to catch the entirety of your Subnautica streams, but I really love the vibe of them. Just like you hanging out with your friends, and you're playing, but they're like sort of keeping you company, and there's lots of cool conversation. I really like it anytime that I can make it. I might need to ask her again where, like, what she had to say about the second item. Hey, can I give him back... Wait, what if I can give him back his wormy apple with the actual worm in it, and he gives me a better one?
Away.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to give that away. We could try to give the apple to the horse. I really don't know why we would do that. It seems like a very cruel trick.
Hey, girl. Would you like an apple? She is completely indifferent. Perhaps the apple is too spoiled for her liking.
Okay, well, I appreciate that we tried, even if it didn't work out.
I don't wish to carry around.
And we don't want to go into the...
I'd rather not go.
Right. Jellybun said, oh, the seller in the market does have herbs. I'd be surprised if they're the ones that we're looking for, and Thomasina has no money, but it's not a bad idea. Let's ask.
I can't think of anything else to talk about right now.
No, okay. Wait, there's lots of stuff to look at here. I didn't look at any of this before.
Not tempting.
Maybe there's herbs here.
I'm not hungry.
Hold on. Tins?
Tins of corned beef. Ghastly.
And then are these the herbs? No, it's the produce.
The box is full of various sprouts and onions. Nothing particularly tempting.
All right, let's look here. Oh, look, there's herbs right there.
This looks like elderflower to me.
Oh, there we go. Jellybuns, good call.
I can't think of anything else.
Okay, can I take it then?
This looks like elderflower.
Wait, what do I have? Oh, I have elderflower. So she sells the thing that I already have. I bet that if we didn't already have it, then we could ask her, we can't afford it, so we ask her where she got it. I'm not telling you, and then maybe she like gives away the game a little bit.
I can't take the sign. The sign is in a shabby state.
Right. So we have... That was a good thing to look into, but it's not what we're looking for right now.
I certainly don't.
No. Oh, wait. Do we have a purpose for the excrement? What if we can put it on the trowel or something? I hadn't thought of that, but...
I shan't be dragging any of my possessions through that mess.
Okay, what about somebody else's possessions? I really don't think we're gonna chisel or knife the excrement. Can we roll around the wormy apple in the excrement?
I shan't be dragging...
Okay. I think the horse manure was only intended to communicate there is a horse here that you should come in and look at.
Leads toward a long... The road disappears over...
Okay. Yeah, that's the edge of the world for us. Oh, Samalander, thank you for doing the shout-outs. And Drienne, just in case I didn't maybe see if it had happened, can you do a shout-out for Samalander? Because I know that he won't do one himself. Oh, and can one of you shout out Patikin, just in case that didn't happen? Because he raided over yesterday.
Mutton pies!
And I'm generally concerned about trying to alt-tab out of games. Because you just never know what's going to set them off.
Good day.
Hey up.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
I'm a blacksmith, not a cattle farmer.
Quite. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
I might need to revisit her to ask, where did you say that the... Oh, well, she was picking some stuff across the tracks that one day. I have a memory of seeing some fluttering flowers someplace. Yeah, no, this is a single screen area. Okay, let me go ask her real quick. We're gonna, like, teleport here a little bit. Go down here. Okay, so I have the elderflower, so I'm looking for the other one.
Yes?
Where can I find some flirtwort?
Flirtwater's not commonly found around Bewlay. It's a perennial shrub that bears small white flowers. You might find some growing out on moors if you're lucky.
Thank you. Farewell.
I don't know where we haven't looked for flirtwort there. If like it's out on the moors. It's not going to be inside the badger hole, is it?
I shan't be visiting the...
No, okay. And this is where we found the elder flower.
I already took some.
Right. So now I've got to think in my memory, like, where haven't we been? We haven't been over to see old Simon. Yeah, isn't there like a whole... Old Simon is who I'm calling Henry Long. Oh! Is there somebody here now?
Good day to you, pet.
Hello, Mrs. de Plancy.
If you're looking for Father Roach, he won't be back until tomorrow.
Where is Father Roach?
You might have noticed the good father has a green thumb. He's gone to visit his friend in the countryside to purchase some seedlings for his tower garden.
Where is Father Roach's tower garden?
Why, on top of St. Edmund's, of course. He's got a lovely collection of cuttings up there. You'll have to ask him to show you.
It does sound rather pleasant. It's a shame he's not around.
Well, he does have a spare key for the tower door somewhere.
Do you know where Father Roach keeps his spare key?
No, that's his business. If I did know, I'd fetch it myself and take you up there.
Not to worry.
I do recall him saying he hid it outside somewhere, for safekeeping, like. Were it in the graveyard? Oh, I don't know. Best wait till he gets back, pet.
It's going to be the cross in the town square, because I've always wondered why that's something that's, like, observable. Like, why is that something that Thomasina can interact with? So I'm willing to bet that's where it is.
I found out my father visited Bewlay some 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
Bateman? William Bateman? I remember a William Baldwin. He were a right miserable sod.
My father was only in Bewlay briefly, from what I understand. I'm trying to piece together what he was doing here.
You'll have to ask him. I don't recall anyone of that name.
My father took part in an excavation at Hobbs Barrow. Do you recall the excavation?
I concern myself only with matters related to the church. I'm sorry I can't be more helpful.
These box pews are most unusual. I've never seen any quite so tall.
We Bewlay folk like our privacy. Many of the pews are owned by individual families.
Some might accuse you of hiding secrets.
Now, pet.
I jest.
At my age, it's hard to climb in and out of them. I'd rather stand.
Does the name Saxnot mean anything to you?
Is that a village near Erdlaw?
No, never mind.
Grumpy was asking who's the younger voice actor. I don't know. I really like her voice, but so I bring this up from time to time. I learned through hard experience to never look up voice actors for the games that I'm playing, because sometimes in like the IMDb credits, it'll like have the person's name as like Thomasina / like the name of the villain or something like that. It's like, well, awesome, thanks for that. So like that's happened enough times that I've learned I never look up voice actors until after I've like finished the game. And that's why it's so appreciated. Like sometimes I'll ask like, hey Marquardt, can you like look up this voice actor for me? So it's like, you know, like I could have my producer do it or whatever. She's specifically here to not care if she gets spoiled on something, but it's always fun in the middle of a stream if Marquardt's around to take a look.
What do you make of these stones?
They are not Christian. I'm certain of that.
I agree. Much older, I feel.
Older than Christianity? Oh, the youth of today.
Do you have any fresh milk going spare?
I don't, pet.
Not to worry. Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
Oh, Marquardt, it wasn't a, Marquardt said, I just got back. What needs to be looked up? Nothing needs to. However, Grumpy had asked, who's the voice actor who plays Thomasina Bateman in the Excavation of Hobbs Barrow? Because she sounds familiar.
That's not mine to interfere with. This must belong to Mrs. de Plancy. Mrs. de Plancy is a kind, God-fearing woman.
Okay, I don't think that I would have anything else to show her. I can't wait to find out what we're going to do with the wormy apple that doesn't involve feeding it to a horse or a goat. So this is the door that I need to open, I'm willing to bet. And let's go directly to that town square, the cross.
The cross denotes this as the site of a market, or perhaps a site of traditional religious significance.
Right, but do you want to look at it a little closer, though? Really?
Quite an ornate construction. This was created with pride and care. The cross denotes...
No, we can't interact with it. In that way. Sorry, we can't, like, search it. Okay. Well, Mrs. Duplancy mentioned the graveyard. Oh, maybe it's in the fresh grave. Maybe it's not a fresh grave, it's a spare key hidey hole. Yeah, can we just sift through this a little bit?
This appears to be a recently dug, unmarked grave. There may be a barrow dig.
Okay, no, she doesn't want to do that. No, I've got nothing to do here. I've already been out here. Yeah, I went all the way to Andrew Shoulder's house, so... And then this goes... Okay, can I look in the hole some more? It's just more worms.
I've already taken one.
Right. Can I use wormy apple on hole?
No, that won't achieve anything useful.
Okay, and then this just leads back to Hob's Barrow. Okay, we've got one more place to look. Oh, you know where the hidey hole is going to be? It's going to be one of these memorial plaques.
In memory of... In memory
Percival Roach. That's the one that I would say.
In memory of...
No, Father Roach didn't hide the hidey hole behind his own plaque.
In memory of Romeo Hegg. In memory...
Okay, that didn't produce the results I had hoped for. Sam Melander said, her name is Samantha Beert. She was in The Sandman. Who did she play in Sandman? I think we have one episode left. Now I'm going to try to place her voice. No, I can't place it in Sandman at all.
It's locked.
So we know that Father Roach goes to one other place, which is the woods. That seems like an awfully far way away to hide the key. Okay, let me look one other place. Or I don't even know that I'm looking for the key at this point. I feel like the herb that we're looking for is going to be in the Tower Garden. Like, otherwise, why would Thomasina care about getting up there? But we haven't been over here in a minute. There's a plaque here.
Royal Mail, Postmaster's Residence. This must be the local post office.
Okay, it was the Sandman audio series. No, don't worry about it, Mark. I'm glad to have that clarified, because I was like, who was she in Sandman? I would recognize this voice.
Mr. Long mustn't be in.
Okay,
I don't think anyone is hurt. I can't remove the plaque.
Well, hold on. What if, can we use the knife or the chisel on the plaque?
No, that's...
Okay, how about the knife? Maybe we can, like, unscrew it?
No, that... A small plaque beside...
It's just, this is the vicar's house, so if there was going to be a spare key to the church, I might put it there. Can we pry it off?
No, that won't achieve.
I feel like I tried my room key just in the off chance that that would be it. Let's look at our to-do list. Workman is in progress. Without Kenneth here, yeah, so to get the workman, we need the milk to get introduced to Lord Tomsbury. This is why we need the milk. To get the milk, we need the goat. To milk the goat, we need the herbs, and that's why we're focused on the herbs, because we have to help Mr. Bryden with his aching joints, and for that we need the poultice, and for that we need Father Roach's rooftop garden. So I feel like we know what we need to do. Like, as soon as we can find this, we'll be good. What else do we have in here?
Locked. Locked as well. I think they all might be.
That sucks.
A memorial list of former vicars. They stretch back several hundred years.
Panda asks if they can suggest something. We're getting very close to that.
The flowers have long since dried out. A memorial list of they stretch back.
The box pews are locked, and I'm just gonna... I know it's so stupid, but my room key doesn't do anything here.
The key is clearly the wrong
Right. You don't need to shame me, Thomasina. I feel bad.
I can't think of anything else to... This must belong to Miss...
I'm trying to think if there's anything that I can think of before we try Panda's suggestion, which I know is a suggestion. Lay it on me, Panda. Let's hear it. Jägermeister needs some good toothpaste to get away the plaques. That would be the best solution. That would be some real, like, Sierra Online style solution to get the toothpaste to get the plaques off the wall so they can find the hide key. The other place that we can look at is, like, again, we know one other place that Father Roach likes to hang out, which is in those woods, that I don't know that we've looked at again since he went. But yeah, Panda, if you have a suggestion... preferably one that hasn't been looked up, but if you have an idea, I would be interested for it. I can't even ask the lady, Mrs. DePlancy, what it was that she said about where the hide key is. She's like, well, maybe it's outside. You know what I didn't do? I didn't look at the gravestones. I looked at that fresh grave, but maybe there's a new headstone. Well, let's look.
John Purchase, dearly beloved husband of Florence.
Okay, let's check the memorial plaques more carefully then.
Forever
that was
in light, Anne Kemp.
Panda's idea.
Here lies Margaret Tillett, beloved mother, wife, and sister.
And it's a
Today,
good idea.
She dances with angels.
It's a good idea, Panda, because if we reach a point where there's not dialogue for a second, I remember seeing a stream once of a game where that was the mistake made.
Joseph Davis.
They were like trying to like fast track it
Samuel
and accidentally.
Bryden. Death is only a shadow across the path to heaven.
I mean, Samuel Bryden. That's the guy.
Can't see how that will help.
No.
Here lies Elizabeth Farnaby. This appears to be a William Paxton, modest and gentle of heart.
Okay. Let's go back and check the memorial headstones again. Or memorial plaques. Like, some of them look like they'd be a little bit loose, don't they? Because of the white outline?
In memory of Peter Black. In memory of George Paxton. In memory of William Ager. In memory of Barnaby Tillett. In memory of
Okay, she sort of inflects on that one, so I thought maybe.
In memory of...
And by the way, I'm like both left and right clicking. Left click is usually to like interact with.
In memory of Mabel Hurst.
Oh, Sandlin is saying possibly a chisel or knife on them. Oh, hold on. So wait, which one is Roach's?
In memory of...
Percival Roach. Hold on. That's not a bad idea at all.
I'm not sure what that would...
Hold on. Move to one side. So that one's Percival Roach, right?
In memory of...
Okay.
I can't see how that will... I think I can chip away at this plaster.
Well, now I don't know which one it was.
There's a key behind here.
That was a good
This
call.
has to be Father Roach's spare.
For both Panda and Salamander. That was some good teamwork. And thank you for not looking it up. But yeah, I was far... So do we know which Yeah, now we'll never know which one it was. Because I thought the one for Percival Roach... You know, like, it seems weird that he'd want to deface the memorial plaque for a family member of his, but also... Like, he's a, like, godly man, is like, you know, oh, it's part of our family heritage to keep the church, and I can always rely on my dear old father, brother, uncle, whoever it was.
Capital.
Jelly Buns has to duck out because the headache has come back. Jelly Buns, I hope it passes quickly. Do have a great evening. Thank you for hanging out.
Father Roach has amassed quite the collection here. I don't wish to disturb it.
I bet this one with the white flowers we can disturb a bit.
A small label on the pot reads, Flirtwort. This is just what I need.
That's exactly it. Panda had it. The one that was Romeo and, like, missed by his beloved Juliet. That's exactly what the one that it was, Panda. I think you're absolutely right.
I already took some.
Okay, now we have our... How do I get down from here? Go back down. Okay, now we can speed... And oh, it's a Romeo and Juliet. So yeah, so in Game Informer's playthrough of Siberia 2, there was one section where they were going through this just gruelingly long section where they had to like watch these video files, and they were treating it like a modern game where just by like touching the video file, they would like the game would register that they had gotten the information, so they didn't have to sit through it every single time. And they kept going out and dying and dying and dying. And then at one point, I don't remember how they figured this out, because I think they were trying to look it up after a while. Like, what are we supposed to do? They realized that they had to sit and watch the whole video through. Like, even one that they'd already watched but like hadn't seen enough of it or something. It was so stupid. So that's why, like, Panda, when you were like, maybe you're going through it too quickly and like you like she needs to comment on it more to realize something. That's what I thought in my head. It was like, Panda has a really good point there.
Good day.
Now we just have to find our mortar and pestle. Oh, hold on.
Farewell.
She's gonna have to kneel back down. But now, here you go.
Good day. I have the ingredients you asked for.
Wonderful. Hand them over.
Oh dear.
No, this is not elderflower. It's cowbane. An easy mistake to make. The two look very similar.
Oh.
It's safe to eat, as long as you're not a cow. Very toxic to cattle.
Where can I find some elderflower?
There used to be quite a few elder plants growing here in Herne Wood, but they've long since gone. Nowadays, you might find the shrub growing within a hedgerow or a private garden.
I see. What does elderflower look like?
Elderflowers are small, white, and grow in clumps on the elder shrub. Elder shrubs can grow in all shapes and sizes. Just look out for the clumps of tiny white flowers.
Wait, I'm somewhat concerned that the stream dropped for a second. So let me throw down We don't need oil. Now we need flour. I know that it's back up right now, but just let me try. Oh, it really doesn't like being alt-tabbed. I just wanted to look at the, forgive the paranoia. Okay, it looks like it's been a continuous run. Let me just look here. Okay, it looks like whatever it dropped, it didn't split the part. That would be frustrating. Okay, let's go back in. Okay, we're still back in here, yes? Okay, so we didn't get the right stupid flower. Let's... Oh, that's Calbane. How about the flirtwort? Does that count?
Good day. I think I have some flirtwort here.
Show me. Aye, that's flirtwort, all right. Let me know when you found some elderflower.
Okay, so here's the good news. Who was it, Jelly Buns? I think Jelly Buns had pointed out that there was some herbs being sold by the woman in the market, and we didn't need them at the time because Thomasina thought that she had them, but now we know where else to look. I don't have any money, so she's probably going to want to trade for, I don't know, a cat claw or something, and then we're going to have to find a mouse to get the guy down. Oh, hi, Jane.
The produce is not mine to take.
I know, but... Jane.
Hello, Jane.
Miss, watch me juggle.
Very impressive.
I can juggle even more apples.
I happen to have one here if you want it. It's gross.
I dare you to juggle an extra apple.
Easy. Yuck, a worm.
I like that we're just doing, like, within our fiction here, we were only playing a nasty trick on this woman, on this little girl for no reason. Oh, she's already done picking it up. Oops. Hold on. Oh, no. Oh, no! Is the apple gone? No, it's right there.
Hello again, little worm.
Apparently that's a time-limited thing. What I was gonna say is that I like that Thomasine is just playing a nasty trick on a little girl for no reason. Oh, well, actually, Jane did play a nasty trick on us, so maybe we're just, like, getting her back. But it will accidentally allow us to steal some,
I dare you to
flirtwort or whatever.
An extra apple.
Easy. Yuck, a worm.
Okay, go get the herbs. Yoink.
Wait, put those back!
Wait, what?
Sorry.
I thought that when she was distracted, we could grab them.
Good day.
Fresh produce?
Is that elderflower you're selling?
Aye, perfect for teas and tinctures.
Any good for sore joints?
Aye, penny a bunch.
I'm afraid I don't have any money.
Sorry, miss. Does it look like I'm running a charity?
Can we work something out? A trade, perhaps?
I deal in cash only, miss. No coin, no elderflower. What do you take me for?
Goodbye.
Ta-ra, miss.
Okay, maybe now that we've had the conversation, we can do it, because I really feel like knocking over her cans. Hold on.
Hello again.
There we go. To get her distracted is the solution to this.
I dare you to juggle an extra apple.
Easy. Yuck, a worm.
Okay, is there a point in her animation where she doesn't, like, look over for a second?
Oi, put those back!
What does she have eyes in the back of her head? Look, she's not even remotely looking at me.
You'll pay for any damaged goods.
Sorry, miss.
Okay, so... maybe I have to do something more to distract her, like stab her in the back with the knife when her back is turned?
Again.
What else would it be? What else would you do? Oh, maybe we use the cowbane. It looks similar enough that then she won't realize. Let's try that.
I dare you to juggle an extra apple.
Easy. Yuck, a worm!
Hold on. Cowbane with herbs. There we go.
I managed to swap them without her noticing.
Man, whoever else in the village has arthritis is really gonna be upset with us. But whatever, we got what we wanted. Ta-ra! Sungniff is saying, you'll learn to be a thief yet. Okay, now, if this isn't the right stuff... Oh, wait, that's not actual stuff. Okay. Elder flowers, right? This is what we got?
Good day. I have the ingredients you asked for.
Wonderful. Hand them over. There you go. Tell Mr. Bryden to apply this poultice to the area in question. It works wonders.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now, we could do a fast travel over to him, but one thing that I've noticed about this game is that sometimes you're walking through an area and all of a sudden there's a new character there, or there's some waxy resin that you don't even know why you need it yet. So that's why we're just going to, you know, continue to move through the environment normally. I want to make sure that I don't accidentally sequence break. And yeah, we're going to Hob's Barrow, so that's going to be over here. Sungniff was saying that's a really fat bird. It's probably a bird that I've seen before and missed on this pass. Okay. So I'm going to try knocking first, and then if that doesn't work, then we'll use the poultice on the door.
Yes?
I've got a poultice for your joints, Mr. Bryden. It was prepared by Mildred Walker.
Who?
You may know her as Mother Mildred.
Oh, thank you, lass. That Mildred knows what she's doing. I should have thought to see it myself.
She said to apply it directly to where the pain is. It should work very swiftly.
I'll give it a try.
Oh, he didn't back into the door again.
Oh, that did the trick, lass. I feel like a lad of 20 again. I suppose you'll be wanting me to milk old Eunice for you in return.
If you don't mind, I'd appreciate it.
A fair exchange. Stand well back, lass.
Believe me, I'm not coming an inch closer.
There you are, lass. Some fresh milk.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bryden.
Okay, now we go back to the market and we can give it to the woman. Sungniff is saying, when you walked towards the hut of the old lady, a bird flew along the path over your head. It was basically a ball with wings. Is that like, aren't swallows, don't they have like a very round shape? Or am I thinking of something else? Okay.
I've got a pail of fresh milk here for you, Miss Tompkins.
You haven't.
Here.
Mum, you've saved my hide. Thank you.
Are you all right?
I'm worried about Mr. Ambrose. Any road, I'm heading back to Panswick Manor now. Would you still like to meet his lordship?
Very much so.
Now, I can't guarantee you'll be home, all right? He's a very busy man.
I'll take my chances.
Follow me, then.
There might be some puzzles you've got to solve before you can meet him.
Come on over. It's not much further.
I've just stepped across, but that was fun too.
What time do you call this?
Sorry, Mum.
Give it here, then. What the hell is this muck?
Goat's milk, Mum.
You daft bait. Since when does his lordship take goat's milk with his tea? Oh, he will not be pleased. Get back to your sweeping before I clip you over the head.
Sorry, Mum.
Okay, and with that save point, I'm not even touching it, by the way. With that save point, I feel like that's a great place to call it, because I had actually intended to end around 8, because I think that Mia and Chivalry or Netheryam might be going live. We're gonna go check, and if they're not live, then we might have to find somebody else to raid. But this was a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't remember if we get back to the title screen on this. So what we'll do is we'll sort of like call it here. Thank you guys so much for joining me for episode 2 of the Excavation of Hob's Barrow. I have to say that I have no idea how long this game is. I feel like we've got at least one more full day in the game. And each of these days so far has been very long. There's been a lot of stuff to do, a lot of people to talk to. So my guess would be at least 2 more streams, but that's very much a guess, and we'll discover it together. Until next time, you guys, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great night.